Let's check out the Mets Geico starting lineup for tonight. Jason Bay gets back in there against the left-hander tonight. Mets have only 2 left-handed bats in the lineup, Murphy and Davis against Wade Miley. Rob Johnson slides into the 8th spot as he gets promoted from AAA to catch Matt Harvey's debut. And Wade Miley tonight makes his 17th start of the year.
Well, it's 4 starts ago. He had 2 bad starts in a row. Kind of sputtered into the All-Star break. Was an All-Star this year, but his last 2 starts, 2-0 with a 2.84 earned run average. So he seemed to have found a little bit of comfort in the 4 days off, even though he didn't get 4 days off during the break.
Ruben Tejada leads things off for New York. Tejada 0 for 4 yesterday, hitting at .310 for the year. First pitch of the night from Miley is a fastball for a strike, and get used to that. Miley is a strike thrower. He averages just 1.8 walks per 9 innings, which is terrific for a rookie pitcher, especially a guy who was not a lock to even make the Diamondbacks team out of spring training. And he quickly gets ahead on Tejada 0-2. Miley made the team, started out the year in the bullpen, and then when Daniel Hudson went down in late April, got a chance to start, and he has run with that opportunity ever since.
Well, he has not walked in his 16 starts over 2 batters, so he's around the plate.
Comes inside to Tejada, and it's 1-2. He'll throw that fastball 90 to 92. He's got a curveball and changeup as well. Went to Louisiana Monroe, supplemental first-round pick by the Diamondbacks in 08. 25 years old, and he is a Cajun. The breaking ball, they passed the mound, and that'll sneak through into center field for a base hit. So Tejada got it just past the glove of Miley, and he's got a base hit to lead off the ball game.
Well, there's no need to tell Met fans out there what an important trip this is going to be. First of 11 games on the road here on the West Coast after an 0-6 homestand, just by the glove. Not hit hard, but a line drive in the newspapers tomorrow.
Or even on the internet. Here's Daniel Murphy, who comes off a tremendous homestand, 12 for 22 as the Mets were losing all 6 games. Murphy was doing all the hitting he could to keep that from happening. In fact, Murphy, now that the Mets have finished playing at home in the month of July, finished out a month in which he hit .523 at Citi Field, the first Met ever to hit over 500 in a calendar month at home. And Murph takes a strike, 1-1. Murphy hitting a .305, 30 doubles, which ties him with David Wright for 3rd in the National League.
Well, it's been raging hot over the last 23 games.
And while he'd been sitting against some lefties recently, in the lineup again tonight against the left-hander as Miley gets ahead of him 1-2.
I didn't know. It seems the angle of the center field camera here is a little like more to the right of the pitcher. I haven't been here as part of this broadcast team. Ronnie's all done every year here. It's the first time in around 6 years for me. 7 years.
I'm very happy to have you.
Well, let me tell you, I miss the desert. I did.
I heard you went out and walked 5 miles in the heat this morning.
You heard from me. Yeah, I did. I got up early and before it got too terribly hot. There's a nice track you can walk around here. It really was a nice, beautiful morning.
Now, it was 102 degrees at game time today. I think it got up to about 108. How early is early enough that it's comfortable to walk 5 miles?
Well, I woke up at 6 in the morning, which was like 9, which was, Eastern time. And I tried to get back to sleep, and that was it. A cup of coffee, a little bit of Danish, and shower, and put the sneakers on and go get them.
Well, after that Danish, you had to walk the 5 miles just to work off the calories. 1-2 to Murphy, and that misses just outside, and it's 2-2. I thought you were at a point in your life where you'd be eating the healthy breakfast.
Well, I just decided to splurge.
The egg white frittata.
Well, I had mixed berries too with it.
So it was a fruit Danish. That counts as one of your fruit servings. Murphy pokes one toward the gap in right center field. That'll fall for a base hit. Tejada moves on to 3rd. Murphy takes a turn and holds on there. And the Mets have runners at the corners with nobody out to start the night. He just threw his bat out at the ball and hit it in a good spot.
Well, Murph stays in with 2 strikes, and he tried to throw a little off-speed breaking ball here. And just too much plate. Murph has a very good knack of letting go with one hand. He does that all the time. Tejada with a great read, and you know what? He broke right from the get-go, and he knew where the outfielders were positioned. He's such a good base runner, Ruben.
So the Mets have an opening threat against Wade Miley, whom they hit pretty well when they saw him in New York back in May. They got 4 runs and 7 hits in 6 innings against him. David Wright had a hit in his only at bat against Miley. David hitting a .340 on the year. He had a difficult homestand, and for the first time this year since the All-Star break, David has begun to strike out a little bit more.
Yes, he has. First half of the season, he struck out once every 7.6 plate appearances, but since the All-Star break, it's 3.7. So he's getting a little bit of an uppercut, and I've said it before the last homestand. I was a little bit worried that maybe he was putting too much on his shoulders with the club going in his tailspin.
And you could certainly understand that. There's the 1-1 to David, and knocked down by Montero, and that saves a run. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Montero does the bulk of the catching here in Arizona. He can hit. Nice block right there.
That took a tough hop off the corner of the plate. Montero, who just got a new 5-year deal this season, $80 million. More for his offense than for his defense, but a much better defensive catcher than he gets credit for. First and third and nobody out. And Miley delivers, and he throws the high hard one, and he gets right to swing through it. 2-2.
And there's David with that uppercut that I'm just a little bit concerned about, and that is the swing we've seen for a long time, the last couple years, which in the first half he really leveled off.
Now the 2-2, and Wright goes down swinging for the first out of the night. So he went up and away, and then he came low and in
with a cutter,
and he gets David for the first out.
Right fielder, number 12.
Well, good cutter, not a strike. David just went fishing.
So David now 0 for his last 11. And here's Scott Hairston as the Mets try to avoid bypassing a first inning opportunity. Hairston hitting a .250 for the year, but .291 against lefties, with 9 of his 12 home runs against left-handed pitching. Hairston had began his career with the Diamondbacks back in '04. Coming back to Phoenix. And Miley takes a look over at Murphy, who's stolen 6 bases this year in 7 tries. Daniel will swipe one every now and again. Hairston getting the start in right field tonight. And he takes it wide for ball 1.
If you notice, Miguel Montero, the catcher, when I was a young kid, all the old catchers that I knew through my father, you shake their hands, they all had broken fingers and dislocated knuckles, because look at Montero's free hand, his throwing hand. He leaves it exposed. Most catchers, Johnny Bench, put his hand behind his back. Most catchers, for protection, put that throwing hand behind their back. Montero leaves it exposed, which leaves you vulnerable to a foul tip.
Well, they'll at least put it behind their right knee.
Yep.
So
some kind of coverage.
Yeah, I think Bench was really the first one to do that.
I believe you're right.
And Hairston drives one toward right center field, headed toward the wall, and the jumping attempt by Upton comes up short. Tejada is in to score. Murphy goes to third. He's being waved on in. There'll be no relay throw. It's a 2-run double for Scott Hairston, and the Mets jump in front 2-0.
I'll tell you what, I thought Upton had a chance to get this ball. He can fly out there. It just went over his head. And Scott Hairston just continues to produce against left-hand pitching. That ball's down and away, and he goes right with it and drives it into right center field.
Something we have not seen Hairston do a lot this year, taking the ball the other way. Murphy going most of the way to second before that ball went over Upton's head, and able to score all the way from first.
Oh, good base running by Murph there.
So the Mets cashing early against Miley, who's been tough to hit early in games. Hits from the 3 of the first 4 batters. 2 runs are in, and now Ike Davis bats with Hairston at second and 1 out. And Ike takes a strike at the knees. Davis riding a 7-game hitting streak right now. Hitting just .193 against lefties, but 7 home runs against left-hand pitching. He has 7 homers against lefties. David Wright has only 4.
Well, he's been all or nothing, Ike, from against both lefties and righties. And he hit a couple home runs in the last homestand, first pitch fastballs, and he was looking for fastball first pitch. And we'll take a look at the Coors Light Diamondback defense. And you see Montero right there with his base stealers. But this is a team that's only made collectively 53 errors. They are second in fielding percentage in the National League and second fewest errors behind Cincinnati.
Now Miley ahead on Davis 0-2, and Ike lifts one on the left side, and the third baseman Wheeler into foul ground to grab it. 2 out.
I just been seeing Ike swing. He's just jumping at a lot of pitches. Something I haven't seen him do of all season long. You know, he's been lunging, but now he's leaning and also he kind of lifts his body up. It's almost like he jumps, and that moves your head up and down with your body too, and that is not going to find a lot of success if you're doing that.
Now here's Jason Bay getting the start against the lefty tonight, and he takes a strike. Jason just 4 for 24 since coming off the disabled list. This is now his 9th game. Andres Torres hitting 7th in the order, waiting on deck. The Mets, who had only one brief lead on their just completed homestand, find themselves in front early in the first game of their long road trip.
And very nice to give the youngster Matt Harvey in his major league debut a 2-run cushion.
Well, the last time, if I recall correctly, that a Met #1 draft pick made his debut as a starter was Mike Pelfrey back in 06. As Bay grounds one to shortstop, and Stephen Drew makes the running catch and barely throws out Bay at first. When Pelfrey made his debut, the Mets won that game 17-1. Matt Harvey takes the mound as a Met for the first time, and he'll take it with a 2-0 lead.
It is now time to improve two D-backs fans' view of the game with the StubHub Ultimate Seats Upgrade. And there they are. Well, they'll get to enjoy the rest of tonight's game in great seats, courtesy of StubHub. Next time you want to see the D-backs in action, head to StubHub, where you are always free to choose where you sit.
Bull.
No. Did he really?
Kirk Gibson, last year's National League Manager of the Year, sends out this starting lineup, brought to you by Ford. Gerardo Parra will play center field tonight. Chris Young not playing these days against right-handers, so Parra slides over to play center. Aaron Hill's had a terrific year. Jason Kubel has hit more home runs in July than anybody. And this is Matt Harvey, ready to make his big league debut.
It is Matthew Edward Harvey, born in New London, Connecticut, March 27th, 1989. And here he is, making his major league debut. There's his numbers at Buffalo and AAA. And Met fans, let's have a look. I liked his stuff, what I saw of him, what little he pitched in spring training.
Gerardo Parra will lead things off. Parra, the 25-year-old Venezuelan, hitting at 281. And Matt Harvey trying to gather enough moisture to be able to spit in the dryness and the nerves. And his first pitch in the big leagues is on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. 93 miles an hour on that first fastball. That'll throw normally in the 92 to 95 range. Every once in a while he'll dial it up to 97 when he needs to. He's got a couple of different breaking balls. His changeup still something of a work in progress. And the curveball in for a strike. And he gets ahead of Parra, 0-2.
Well, 2 pitches, 2 strikes. Got his fastball and his curve over.
In 116 innings in Buffalo, he struck out 112, walked only 48. Comes up and away, and it's 1-2 to Parra. Matt was born in New London, went to high school in Groton, now lives in Mystic, all on the southern Connecticut coast. Here's the 1-2, and he gets him swinging. First batter in the big leagues, and Harvey strikes out Parra with a slider for the first out.
Well, off and running. Ahead in the count. See if they'll fish. And Parra does.
So 1 batter, 1 K in the books for Matt Harvey.
Easy.
And now Aaron Hill.
No problem.
Who said this big league stuff was
Right,
tough?
exactly.
Aaron Hill having a terrific year, hitting at 304, 13 homers, 45 driven in for the former Blue Jay, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Matt Harvey, who played high school ball for his dad at Fitch High School in Groton, Connecticut, and was fully expecting to sign out of high school, and then unexpectedly found himself in college at the University of North Carolina.
Well,
when he could not reach agreement with the Angels, who had drafted him out of high school. That last pitch, 98 miles an hour, so he can bring it.
oh, good breaking ball. That's the breaking ball I like.
90-mile-an-hour slider for Harvey, and it's 1-2.
So this is just power pitching right here. He's been working on a change, but that's a work in progress.
Probably use that more against the left-hand hitters. We've already seen the curveball and the slider. Here's the 1-2 to Hill, and he pops one up back this way and out of play.
And this is a red-hot Aaron Hill. He's been really on fire. Got his average up over 300.
Jason Kubel, a very hot hitter, is on deck. Harvey was 7-5 at Buffalo. Didn't pitch very well his last 2 starts. Gave up 6 runs in 5 innings to Charlotte his last time out on Saturday, but got the call because the Mets had a need and they felt he was ready enough. Hill hits one out to right center field. Over comes Torres, and he puts it away for the second out. So 2 up and 2 set aside by Harvey in the opening inning.
And we'll take a look at the Lexus Metropolitan defense. And as you can see, Rob Johnson, first game since May 30th. He was sent down, called up, as we said, at the open to catch Harvey. Bay in the outfield and Torres in center field. Hairston, of course, is going to play against left-handers, and he's already done some damage.
Well, here's Jason Kubel, the former Minnesota Twin, who signed with the Diamondbacks as a free agent, and he has increasingly torn it up as the year's gone along. Got off to a slow start in the power department. Hit just 3 in April and 1 in May, but he hit 7 home runs in June, and he already has 11 in July. 22 for the year. That's tied for second in the National League, and he leads the league in RBIs. And with the shift on, he takes a swing and hits it off the end of the bat and has himself an infield hit. Well, that's the first hit that Matt Harvey gives up in the big leagues, and it's a cue shot from Jason Kubel.
And on the changeup. And they had the big shift on. Kubel, who's a pull hitter, as you see Tejada on the right side of second base. There's just no chance. Well, he kept it in the ballpark.
So Kubel's aboard with a 2-out hit, and now Harvey will work out of the stretch for the first time as he faces the big first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt, who loves to attack the first pitch. A check swing foul, and it's 0-1. Goldschmidt hitting a .288, 13 home runs, 29 doubles. Justin Upton, hitting 5th in the order, is waiting on deck. That's got a couple of runs for Matt Harvey in the top of the first, and now trying to run with it in the bottom of the inning. And Goldschmidt takes up and away at 95, a ball and a strike.
And this is such a good hitter's ballpark here. This Arizona team is night and day. 285 batting average at home and only a 247 on the road.
They average 5.4 runs per game at home, 3.6 on the road, 63 homers at home, 39 on the road. So you get the idea. Almost like Coors Field differential.
Well, we're down here in the southern end of the Rockies here, and this is a high altitude. The only ballpark in Major League Baseball, the higher altitude, of course, is Denver.
Ball doesn't carry quite as well when the roof is closed as it does when it's open. Goldschmidt taps one foul, and it's 2-2. Of course, this time of year, the roof is always closed because it's over 100 degrees every day.
It's called the Valley of the Sun. Arizona State University's here.
Most Major League spring training in Arizona grouped right around this area.
When I was a kid growing up, Phoenix was the AAA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants.
Now Harvey's 2-2, and Goldschmidt takes it on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. So Matt Harvey, a very successful first big league inning. He strikes out a couple. And the Mets carry a 2-0 lead into the second in Phoenix.
It's time to travel in luxury and style with Audi and the added convenience of Google Earth navigation. Audi asks, where are we going? Audi has taken us to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Citizens Bank Park. Fans, get where you are going with Audi, the first luxury automaker to offer Google Earth navigation. Center fielder, number 56, Torres.
I think this is the wrong accent. Second inning, Matt Harvey getting ready for his first big league turn at bat. Meanwhile, Andres Torres leads off in the second against Wade Miley and takes a strike.
And Andres on a 0 for 16 right now.
It's the third time this year he's had an 0 for as long as this. By the way, Harvey likes to swing the bat. He already has a home run in the minor leagues this year. Here's the 1-1 from Miley, and Torres fouls it back, 1-2. Andres had a couple of hits against Miley when he faced him at Citi Field back in May. Of course, from the right side, he's done awfully well this year. He's got a .412 on base percentage from this side of the plate. And the breaking ball at his feet, 2-2. Rob Johnson on deck, and then Matt Harvey for the Mets in the second. And Torres pokes one toward the middle. Hill on the backhand makes the running toss on target. Nicely done by Aaron Hill, one away.
That is a beautiful play right there. The tough part is not getting to the ball in the backhand's an easy hop. The tough part was the throw, with momentum carrying him away from first base, right on the money, and gets the speedy Torres.
You got to know your runner, and Hill knew how quickly he needed to get rid of that ball, and he did. So now Rob Johnson, who is starting for the Mets for the first time in a couple of months, and uncharacteristically swung the bat very well the first time he was here. Now, when Mike Nickius and Josh Tolley were both healthy and ready to go. It was a tough call for the Mets in terms of whether they would keep Nickeas or Johnson, and they opted to keep Nickeas because at the time the Mets were winning, and they thought that the chemistry between Nickeas and the pitchers was positive at that point. But right now, combined with the fact that Johnson is familiar with Harvey and was called up primarily to catch him, the Mets are hoping that Johnson will continue to hit the way he did the first time he came up.
Well, it was earlier in the year too. They thought they were going to get more from Tole, and Tole was going to get the lion's share of the playing time. So really, when you're backup catcher, you always go with your defense. You're a better defensive catcher. But Tole has not been productive this season. He's got the average in the 270s, but he's only driven in 13 runs.
3-2 now to Johnson, who also gives you the dimension of now we know he can pitch. Of course, he threw that inning in Toronto in a blowout loss. 3-2 to Rob, and he golfs one toward right center field, slicing away from Parra, who makes the running catch for the second out.
Well, Parra won the Gold Glove in 2011 last year, and for first time for him. He covers a lot of ground out there.
Won the Gold Glove playing left field, which is his primary position. Playing center field tonight and looking awfully good. So 2 nice defensive plays and 2 out. And now Matt Harvey gets his first big league at bat. 4 for 15 at Buffalo this year with a homer and 4 RBIs. Of course, in the minor leagues, pitchers only hit when one National League affiliate plays another. So they use the DH most of the time. And a 2-strike count to Matt.
Well, his counterpart, Matt Miley, was also a fine hitter, hitting 300. He's second in batting average behind Steven Strasburg.
I was talking to Matt the other day, and I said, "Were you always a pitcher?" He said, "I love to catch." He was a catcher on days he wasn't pitching growing up.
Well, and
he drives that one to center field. Overcomes Parra, and he leaps, and he can't get it. And Harvey's got an extra base hit in his first big league at bat. Well, how about that? He comes up from Buffalo, known for his arm, and he shows off his bat as well. A 2-out double in his first big league plate appearance.
Well, I thought this ball was ripped, by the way. I thought Parra didn't think it was hit as good as it was, and they're going to get the baseball for him.
How many different souvenirs will Matt get from today's game?
He hits a slider right down the middle, and Parra just didn't get a good break. He realized he kind of broke straight across, and it got over his head.
He's playing way over in right center with the pitcher batting.
That ball was ripped.
Might have to concoct their defense a little differently next time for Mr. Harvey. So he's in scoring position with 2 out, and Ruben Tejada the batter. Kevin Kearse, the Mets equipment manager, taking possession of that prized baseball. Tejada snuck a base hit up the middle his first time up and scored a run. So the Mets have 4 hits now against Wade Miley, including a couple of extra base hits. And they've had some good swings tonight against the left-hander. Mets facing lefties, not always a good mix this year. They're just 13 and 23 when a lefty starts against them. 1-1 to Tejada.
Well, Parra initially broke as if it was in front of him, and then made the adjustment, realized that he had to angle back, and just that was the difference right there.
Just needed to be 3 inches taller.
No, that's true.
Chris Young, the regular center fielder, is probably about 6 inches taller than Parra. Might have caught it. A ball and 2 strikes to Tejada. Ruben came into the night hitting .349 against lefties this year. Among the other fine pieces to his game this year. Daniel Murphy would be next.
He's kind of in a little bit of a lull right now offensively. The homestand hit .240.
Of course, he had that incident where he got spiked at second base by Roger Bernardina, had to miss a game. He lifts this one out to right, easy for Justin Upton, and that retires the side. Harvey picks up his first big league hit with a double. He'll go back to the mound for the bottom of the second with a 2-0 lead.
Let's take a look at some of those prizes. He's got a chance at getting a $100 gift card to Circle K. You chance to come back during Pandemonium later this year and win a 2012 Ford Focus SE from Sanderson Ford. You ready? All right, here we go. You already got that J.J. Puts autograph game piece right there. This one we're actually going to play Kachinko with. So go ahead, drop it down, and let's play Gila River Casinos Kachinko. And it bounces around, lands on the A logo. That means you just got a Stephen Drew autograph baseball. Fans, let's hear it for Jeremy. Congratulations. Stephen Drew autograph ball, J.J. Puts autograph game piece. And he's not the only winner in the stands. One lucky row wins a coupon for a free Big City cheesesteak or Big Butte burger. Let's find out who it is. And it's section 117, row 26. Congratulations, you guys win. Get to get your crop on. D-backs fans, if you want to sign up to play and win at Gila River Casinos Kachinko, do so using one of the 16 interactive kiosks throughout Chase Field.
Drinking the beer. Among the very interested spectators here at Chase Field tonight, in from Mystic, Connecticut, Ed and Jackie Harvey, Matt's parents. Whereas Ed not only is proud as a father, but also as a coach. He coached Matt in high school. And Matt's night is off to a terrific start. He's got a 2-0 lead in the second, and he's already got his first hit out of the way. Struck out a couple in the first inning, and now he'll face Justin Upton to lead off the bottom of the second.
Well, the maiden voyage so far going through calm seas.
Justin Upton, who was the subject of a number of trade rumors a month ago, now it appears as though his status here in Arizona is fairly secure. Upton, who last year hit 31 home runs, drove in 88 runs, not having that kind of a year this year. Just 24 years old, though, already in his 5th full major league season. Hitting at .272, 8 homers, 41 driven in, and he takes a fastball for a strike.
Well, they just recently moved him into the 5th spot in the lineup, and he's responded by hitting .357 with 10 walks over that period, which is, you know, around 10 games.
Well, he's drawing a lot more walks this year, and so his on-base percentage is about the same as it was last year, but his slugging percentage is way down, and that has some people concerned. Upton has hit 99 home runs in his career, and again, he's only 24 years old. And Harvey misses high with that fastball, 2-1. Miguel Montero and Stephen Drew to follow here in the second. Montero, who always gives the Mets fits. And Upton takes the breaking ball low and away, and it's 3-1. You see the career numbers for Justin Upton. Younger brother of BJ, all part of that Tidewater crew that David Wright was so tight with growing up. Fouled off. Ryan Zimmerman and Mark Reynolds and that whole gang all played together on travel teams. Justin was younger than the rest of them. He was the bat boy / mascot for those groups, but might have more talent than any of them.
He's a big, strong kid, I'll tell you that.
Now Harvey's 3-2 pitch, and Upton goes down swinging on the fastball. So Harvey has his 3rd strikeout.
Nothing like an up and in fastball when you're throwing in the mid-90s. Look at Johnson set up in. Threw it by him.
You know, I'm trying to remember the last time that the Mets developed and brought to the major leagues a power starting pitcher of this ilk. Now, you know, we don't know what Matt Harvey's career is going to bode, but just in terms of this style of pitching, here's Miguel Montero hitting at .282. I mean, the Mets have brought, you know, the guys like, Pelfrey was a #1 pick, but even though he threw hard in college, came up as more of a sinker ball pitcher. Not a guy who would challenge you up in the zone. That's pulled down the line, and a base hit for Montero. Chased into the corner by Hairston, and Montero chugs into second with a 1-out double.
Well, Montero's 13th double of the season. And you said it, Gary. He is always hit met pitching. He's a good little power hitter. Not a big guy, but he's got pop. He pulls the ball.
He'll also drive the ball to left center, which the Mets have seen plenty of over the years. So Montero at second and 1 out. And now Stephen Drew will step in. Drew, who suffered a horrific broken ankle last year on a slide into home plate and missed 11 months, just returned 3 weeks ago. This is just the 18th game he started since his return, and the bat just starting to get going. He's hitting just .209 with 7 RBIs. Ryan Wheeler, the young third baseman, just called up the other day, waiting on deck. And Harvey throws the fastball by Drew, and it's 1-1. Stephen Drew, the youngest of the 3 Drew brothers, all of whom were first-round draft picks. JD and Tim. Stephen, 29 years old. And Harvey's 1-1, misses, 2 balls and a strike. He's been throwing a little harder, I think, than we expected tonight. Maybe that's the adrenaline of that first start.
Well, I thought the first batter he was nervous and really wasn't throwing that hard, but boy, after that first strikeout with Parra, he really, I think, relaxed, and boy, I think he's bringing it.
He's been mostly 94 to 98, and there's 96 to get even on Drew. 2-2.
Just here it is. Try to catch up to it, and Drew doesn't. You can bust him upstairs. He can't touch it. He's got a big uppercut.
Now Harvey's 2-2, and he gets him swinging with the high fastball. Well, that's 4 strikeouts already for Matt Harvey, and he has been very impressive throwing that heat upstairs.
Well, I like the fact that he's throwing the fastball.
Well, those are some of the notable debuts as starting pitchers for the Mets. Guy Gooden in 1984, Tom Seaver in 1967, Jerry Koosman in 1968.
Well, I remember the start by Doc at 5 innings.
Here's Ryan Wheeler, just 2 for 9 in the big leagues, and he fouls back the first pitch fastball.
And Doc was nervous that game. I thought Davey pulled him quick. I was surprised when Davey pulled him after 5, but I guess they had the plan.
Well, the mantra is, and Terry Collins repeated it today, when you get these young pitchers, particularly in their first start, you want to get them out of the game on a positive note. Whether that's ahead or behind, you don't want them to come out on a negative note and leave them in there too long.
Jeez, where was that pitch? Home plate umpire Brian Gorman. I think he got fooled by the breaking ball. Harvey's been throwing so many fastballs. That was an outstanding curve.
You know, we've talked a lot in recent weeks about umpires seeing R.A. Dickey for the first time and dealing with the knuckleball. But you know, what about a young pitcher like this who Brian Gorman obviously has never seen before?
Well, they got to find out about him also, but they don't have to swing the bat. They're just sitting there observing.
1-1 to Wheeler, and that curveball stays high. 2 balls and a strike. Wheeler out of Loyola Marymount, first baseman in the minor leagues. They've tried to shoehorn him into third because Paul Goldschmidt looks like he's going to be a fixture at first base. And Wheeler not much with the glove, but he was having a huge year down in Reno. He was hitting over 350, 90 RBIs in 93 games before they called him up. Now the 2-1, and he pops one up. David Wright should have plenty of room and puts it away to retire the side. So 2 successful innings for Matt Harvey. He struck out 4 in the first 2 frames. Parents like it. 2-0 Mets after 2.
DVTV cameras right here, and the lovely Angela has a chance to win a $200
Leave him alone.
Matt Harvey with 2 scoreless innings under his belt. There was a lot of talk about his changeup and whether he could command it. Well, he commanded this one to Wheeler.
You see right there the 3 fingers like a trident. And that's the circle change. And that's a good one right there. Sinking on the knee-high outside corner. Are we going to have a conversation with Mr. Darling in studio?
We are eventually, but right now Kevin Burkhardt standing by with Matt Harvey's high school coach and, oh, by the way, his father, Ed. Kevin?
Ed, I know this is a great day for you and the family to sit and watch Matt pitch, but boy, I didn't know he had that kind of power.
Yeah, you know, I try to tell a lot of people all the time he can swing it pretty good. He always did in high school, and but you know, being a pitcher, they don't let him swing too much. But
what was it like for you to enter the building tonight? What went through your mind? What kind of thoughts were you thinking as you came in tonight?
Well, it's an amazing time. You know, we're watching them all the way up, and then we walk in here, and luckily we had a preview. We were here last year during the Futures game, so we had a little bit of a preview of the park and you know, the surroundings. So, but to know that he was going to pitch, I mean, pretty exciting, really exciting.
I mean, you played college ball for UConn, so you know the game, obviously. Was there a point when you were, you know, playing catch in the backyard as kids? Excuse me, when he was a kid, was there a point that you kind of thought, oh, he may have something here?
Well, yeah, he started pretty early. He dragged me out in the backyard, and you know, I'd be sitting on my bucket and catching them. And obviously, as he got older, I had to get away from that because he threw too hard. But pretty early on, you know, pretty amazing kid as far as his arm goes, you know.
What do you think as Wright grounds out 2 down as we talk to Ed Harvey, Matt's dad? What do you think separates him off the field? What do you think makes him able to handle this stage here tonight?
I think he's so focused. He's always been super focused, and I think he believes in his talent, and you know, he's fostered that and worked hard on it, and he's confident in what he can do.
One other question: when that phone call came, when Matt called home and you picked up the phone, what were his words to you?
Well, it was pretty interesting because we were up in Buffalo with him.
Oh, were you?
That weekend we were up there, and you know, his last start he gave up a couple of dingers, and you know, we were not, I wouldn't say down, but you know, we weren't expecting anything. And then when he called us and said Wally told him to pack his bags. So
as Hairston will beat it at. So you found out in person then?
Yeah, it was amazing time, amazing.
You know, there's been, I'm sure, a lot of proud moments for you as parents, you know, not related to baseball. But, you know, where does this rank in all of them? Just getting to see your son realize his dream.
You know, it's a tough road, and we're just so happy for him, and a kid that's worked that hard and has focused that much. And to just see it happen is quite a thrill.
Well, listen, I'll let you and the family go enjoy it. Thanks so much for talking with us, Ed, okay?
Thanks.
Guys, let's go back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Kevin, and that's one proud father right there.
Oh, absolutely, and the mom too, I'm sure, is quite proud. The mothers have a big play in everything too. They're usually the foundation, the backbone of it. I know my mother was.
Mike Davis batting against Wade Miley, and he bounces one foul.
There she is.
And Ed made a good point, and I wonder whether that has helped Matt in his evening so far. The fact that last year, in conjunction with the All-Star game, which was held here in Phoenix, they play the Futures game every year, and Matt pitched in that game. In fact, he got the save for the U.S. team in the Futures game last year. So even though he hadn't pitched in the big leagues before, he had pitched in a big league ballpark, and it just so happens that it was this one. Jason Bay would be next. 2 out, and Hairston on at first with an infield hit. Mets have 5 hits now off Wade Miley. And Davis takes off the plate. 1-1. Ike fouled out to third his first time up. And a good breaking ball by Miley, 1-2.
And that's all they're doing to Ike, the lefties, and that is just pitching away, breaking ball, fastball. The pitches that he hits are the mistakes, middle end. And Ike, of course, is back home here.
Grew up in Scottsdale, went to school at Arizona State. Here's the 1-2, and it's in the dirt. Montero scoops it out, 2-2. Of course, so many players gravitate to this area in the offseason, where the weather is perfect during the winter.
It's beautiful. It's like it's a drier version of Florida, really.
80 degrees every day in the wintertime. Perfect place for working out and doing your off-season drills. Ike hooks one down the right field line, and that'll go foul.
Let's see where Washington's beating up on Milwaukee in the 7th, 8-0. They're red hot.
Edwin Jackson started that game. Adam LaRoche hit another home run. I think the Mets got him going.
LaRoche came into that series, a 3-game series in New York, in a slump.
Of course, he hit the 2-run homer against Dickey, and then he hit the home run against Burdack yesterday. And now another one tonight. 2-2, and Davis tries to hold the swing. They check at third, and Bob Davidson says no swing. And it's 3-2. Cleveland came from behind and beat Justin Verlander and the Tigers tonight, 5-3. So 3-2 and 2 down. So Hairston will be running. Goldschmidt plays behind him at first. It's building up the pitch count early on Wade Miley. Here's the 3-2, and Davis bounces it foul. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat from Miley to Davis, and it's foul, and there'll be another one. It was interesting after the game yesterday with the Mets losing their 6th straight and finishing off that homestand without a win. Several players opined that it was probably a good thing that they were heading out on the road. Terry Collins today was having none of that. He said that's a cop-out. He said if you are playing well, it doesn't matter where you're playing. He grounds one to second base, Davis does, and Hill throws him out, and that'll retire the side. An infield hit and one left. Matt Harvey heads back to the mound for his 3rd big league inning, with the Mets up 2-0 in Phoenix. Tickets for the soccer match at Citi Field featuring the national teams from Ecuador and their South American rival Chile on Wednesday, August 15th at 8 p.m. are on sale now. Call 718-507-TIXX or visit tickets.com now for your tickets. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning in Phoenix. Mets with a 2-0 lead. Of course, it's always populated out by the swimming pool in right center field. And every once in a while, someone will splash down a home run in that pool. Wade Miley leads off against Matt Harvey in the third and takes a strike. Miley, one of the best hitting pitchers in the National League this year. 11 hits, batting at .306.
2 doubles.
And Harvey with a couple of fastballs, quickly ahead of him 0-2. Matt struck out 4 over the first 2 innings. Averaged a little less than a strikeout per inning in AAA this year. And it's slapped to third. David Wright plays the do-or-die hop, and he throws out Miley, 1 away.
Milt David has played a real fine third base. I think the best third base in his career this season.
It's not an easy play, and he makes it look routine.
Well, he rushed in for the short hop and got it quick enough. Nice play.
So 1 out and nobody on. Now Gerardo Parra, the batter. Parra struck out the first batter that Matt Harvey faced in the major leagues. Harvey stands 6'4", 225 pounds, 23 years old, and throws a curveball for a strike.
Got big legs like Seaver.
Doesn't drop quite as low as Seaver did in that drop and drive that Tom made so famous.
Well, he and Koosman were both dropping drives.
Tom always said he knew he was getting low enough when the pant leg got dirty.
Yep. And Koosman got down low. I faced them both.
One and two now to Parra. Matt Harvey, the 7th overall pick in the draft in 2010. The Mets now have 2 players from that draft class of 2010 on their roster, with Harvey and Josh Edgin.
Oh, boy.
Check swing foul.
That
it's awfully quick for guys to get to the big leagues.
Well, here's the motion right here. Very compact. Very simple. Not a whole lot. He dries off that back leg, though. You can look at that drive. That's a drop and drive. We'll have to talk to Ronnie later and see what he has to say about that.
Swing and a miss. It goes to the backstop. Johnson chases after it, but Parra with great speed beats it with no problem. It's a strikeout, the 5th of the night for Harvey, but Parra reaches on the wild pitch.
Well, this is just a wicked hard slider. And it broke so sharp, Johnson couldn't handle it.
Well, they might charge a pass ball. We'll wait and see what they call it. And they did say wild pitch, even though it did not bounce before it hit Johnson's glove.
I think Johnson was surprised by the velocity of that breaking ball.
So 1 out and 1 on. Now Aaron Hill, who flied to center his first time up. Hill earlier this year pulled off a remarkable feat in that he hit for the cycle twice in an 11-day span. Only one other player in Major League history had ever had 2 cycles in 1 season, and that was Babe Herman with the Brooklyn Dodgers back in 1931.
Pretty good player, Babe.
And Babe Herman did it 2 months apart. Hill did it 11 days apart, and he's got his first hit of the night, a solid single that'll chase Parra down to second. That's the 3rd hit off Matt Harvey, and now there are 2 men on for Kubel.
Well, Hill's been red hot. This is a fastball right down the pipe, and he covers it.
So 2 aboard for Kubel. Mets put on a full shift against him first time up, and he took a full swing and cued one off the end of the bat toward third that went for an infield hit. This time with a runner at second. David Wright much closer to third base.
And the Mets playing him for the pull. You see Tejada up the middle, but straight away in the outfield.
And Kubel takes a strike. 0-1. Jason Kubel now leading the National League in RBIs, 1 ahead of Carlos Beltran as you look at the Time Warner Cable National League RBI leaders.
Well, if all those guys stay healthy, they're going to drive in over 100.
Kubal's hit 7 home runs in his last 8 games, including a 3 home run game, and he checks his swing and takes it high.
I really
like the strike.
Excuse me, Gary. I really like the game that Johnson is calling for Harvey. Predominant fastball, in and out, but pitching inside, up and in.
And the curveball drops in for a strike. That's as good a one as he's thrown tonight.
Well, that's what I saw. Every great pitcher has a great secondary pitch, an exceptional secondary pitch. I'm talking about great pitchers or exceptional pitchers. It's everybody can throw hard. Big league hitters are going to hit it. If you got Uncle Charlie to go with it, that's trouble.
Or, as they referred to it when Doc Gooden threw it, Lord Charles.
Yes. Kuzman had a great curve. Seaver had a great power curve. Koufax. So you can. The list goes on and on. Blyleven. We're talking about Hall of Famers.
Here's a kid making his first big league start. 2-2 to Kubel. Struck him out. High fastball from Harvey. 2 men down. That is 6 punch outs already for Matt Harvey.
Upstairs, a lot of hitters are low ball hitters today, both left and right. And if you got gas like this, you can pitch upstairs. Seaver could pitch upstairs.
So now 2 out and 2 on. And here's Paul Goldschmidt, who went down looking his first time up. And Goldschmidt takes the slider off the plate for ball 1. Goldschmidt now 0 for 12 hole right now. But he's very dangerous. 43 extra base hits this year. Parr at second, Hill at first, and 2 out, and Goldschmidt fouls back the fastball. 1-1. Justin Upton would be next. Harvey working through his most difficult inning. A wild pitch enabling Parr to reach on a strikeout, and a following hit by Hill. Now Goldschmidt takes up and away, and it's 2-1. That is not on any particular pitch count tonight, and for that matter, he's not on any particular innings limit this year. Through 135 innings last year in his first pro season, through 116 at Buffalo before his call-up. 2-2 now to Goldschmidt.
Well, I tell you what, Gary, in this, we're 2 2/3 in, almost 3 innings in. He throws strikes, and when he misses, he's around the plate. He has an idea out there.
He had his stumbles this year at Buffalo. He also had his stumbles last year in Binghamton after they moved him up from St. Lucie. But he has seemed to progress at every level that he's conquered. And now here he is at the highest level. 2-2. And that one skips away from Johnson, and the runners advance. Johnson had no idea where that ball was. It hopped up in the air. He looked behind him. It turned out it was in front of him.
Well, not a good job by Johnson to block this ball. Watch him backhand it. That's not going to get it done.
So the second wild pitch of the inning. And now 2 are in scoring position for the Diamondbacks. A 3-2 count to Goldschmidt with Justin Upton standing on deck. When they throw him a 2-2 breaking ball, will they throw him a 3-2 breaking ball?
Well, we'll find out. It's interesting he's pitching on the first base side of the rubber. I just noticed, Gare, that he's on the extreme first base side of that rubber.
Now the 3-2 coming to Goldschmidt. And the curveball bounced foul.
And a good one.
Well, what you love is a young pitcher who's got enough confidence in his curveball to throw it on 3-2, even with another dangerous hitter waiting on deck.
I'd like to see a nice up and in cheddar.
Again, the 3-2, and it's ripped foul.
Okay, he did. I like his demeanor around the mound. He's not taking his time. Just walked off the mound there, behind the mound in the grass, took a deep breath.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming from Harvey to Goldschmidt.
Yes.
Strike 3 call. Goldschmidt is called out on strikes for the second time. Harvey strikes out 3 in the inning and strands 2 in scoring position. 7 strikeouts for Matt Harvey. His parents like that. 2-0 New York. Ronnie. Hello. Yeah, we got you.
That was some paint. He's painted 2 guys, knees in outside corner with that fastball. He's a drop and drive, isn't he, Ron? Did you notice that we had that shot from the side in his windup?
Is this going to sound the way we hear it, like a phone line on the air? Okay. We're going to do it while he's out there. Okay. Ronnie, we're going to use you next half inning when he's out there. Okay. I'm sorry about what? Just now, you mean? Is that right? Well, that's not good. Okay, thank you. He said we're hot coming out of the break about 3 seconds early. That's what he said. Fourth inning, Matt Harvey has been incredibly impressive over the first 3 innings, striking out 7 Diamondbacks and working himself out of a big jam in the bottom of the 3rd. Now Jason Bay leads off the 4th and takes a strike from Wade Miley.
Well, Ralph made the comment, Gary, the other day on Bay taking a lot of fastballs inside where Jason likes the ball in, is having trouble away, and there he is, the first 2 at bats tonight. He's taken 2 fastballs inside corner.
And he goes down on strikes as Miley blows him away. Second strikeout of the night for Wade Miley. Tomorrow, hear the latest from Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez, and Tim Tebow straight from Cortland as the Jets get ready for camp on Jets Nation Inside Camp, presented by Melrose Credit Union. New episode tomorrow at 6:30, only on SNY. There's Andres Torres thinking about a bunt and taking a strike. Torres was thrown out on a terrific play by the second baseman Hill his first time up. That's got 2 runs in the first inning. Scott Hairston doubled them home, and Miley has been trying to settle in ever since. Wade Miley has already won 11 games this year, more than any Diamondback rookie in their history, now playing their 15th season. 2 balls and a strike to Torres.
Torres now on an 0 for 17 slump.
It matches the longest of his career, and he takes the big cut at the high fastball. 2-2. Rob Johnson is on deck. Miley has struck out 2, walked none, and he misses wide, full count.
Is this the only ballpark in the major leagues that has that dirt path to home plate to the mound?
No, Comerica Park in Detroit also does. But this was the first one that reintroduced it. It's something that they had in major league ballparks in the earlier part of the 20th century. And when they opened this ballpark in 1998, they decided to go with that retro feature. Torres smacks one to deep center field, chasing Parra back, way back, and it lands on the warning track right at the base of the wall. Torres to second, takes the turn, heads for third. The relay throw by Drew is cut off, and it's a triple for Andres Torres. His third triple of the year. He hit that ball well over 400 feet.
But he got a fastball up over the middle, and that breaks that 0 for 17, makes him feel good and in a position to score a runner fastball right on the outer half, belt high. And no one's going to catch up to this one. This ball was ripped, the deepest part of the ballpark. I don't know why it was cut off. He didn't have a chance to get him, but you can complete the throw.
That was the second baseman Hill who had run over there to serve as that second cutoff man.
Well, really, the infield end, by the way.
Rob Johnson takes ball one. I agree with you. I thought when that throw was made by Drew that they were going to let it go through and maybe have a chance at Torres at third.
Well, Torres always hustles here. That's one thing I'll say for him. He runs everything out hard. And really, the second baseman really doesn't have any business being over there. Usually you trail the runner.
Faked to third by Montero, but nobody covering.
And here comes the relay throw. Hits the shortstop right on the button. I don't know. I've never seen a second baseman over that far over on a play like that.
Well, we had a close up of the third baseman Wheeler. He did not yell cut. He was expecting that throw to come in, and I would imagine that's his call. 1-1 to Johnson with the infield in, and he takes the breaking ball down. 2 balls and a strike. Matt Harvey, who doubled his first time up, waits on deck. Torres with outstanding speed at third. Wouldn't take a very deep fly ball to get him in. And Johnson pokes it foul, 2-2. Rob had just 1 RBI during his first stint with the Mets. Over 32 at bats. Drove in 15 runs for Buffalo in 45 games. With 2 strikes, the center fielder Parra a little further toward right center against Johnson. And it's lifted in the air to center. Over comes Parra. Torres tagging. Parra's got it. Here comes Torres. Parra's throw to the plate arrives right on time, but a little late. And Torres scores on the sacrifice fly by Johnson to make it 3-0. Well, Parra, Gold Glove outfielder, made a terrific throw, but just a shade late to get a very fast man in Torres.
Well, he wasn't in position. No momentum going forward. And it's a strong throw right there, but too much speed. Just not quite enough momentum coming forward, Garrett.
Well, Montero had the plate blocked, but Torres just kicked his leg out to score. So Johnson picks up his second RBI of the season. That's a nice slide by Torres, just hard right into that left leg of Montero to knock it away and get in. So now Harvey bats with 2 out and nobody on, and then takes a strike. Harvey drilled one over the head of the center fielder Parra, his first time up, for a double in his first major league at bat. And now he's got a 3-0 lead.
Well, here it comes right here. Just right, takes him right out. Go right between his legs with the slide.
You see so many guys trying to slide in the back and get the plate with their hand.
The backdoor slide and come back with the hand. I hate that slide.
So that was nice to see.
Hate's a strong word, but I just like it.
It's not your favorite, is what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Bouncing ball toward the middle, and Drew can't get it, and Matt Harvey is 2 for 2.
Uh-oh. One of these Little League games, as Ronnie said.
Well, he's halfway to the cycle.
It's a
got
great
the single and double now.
It's a portent of things to come.
Well, so far he's having as great a time as you can have at the ballpark. He's got a 3-0 lead. He's got 7 strikeouts in 3 innings, and he's got a couple of hits to boot. You know, Stephen Drew broke his ankle last year, and just off what we've seen so far in this game, looks like he's not quite covering as much ground as he did before he got hurt.
Well,
and that wouldn't be all that surprising.
No, it wouldn't.
So the Mets now have 7 hits against Miley, whose pitch count is rising rapidly up to 78 working in the 4th inning. And now here's Ruben Tejada, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Tejada singled to start the ball game, scored a run, then flied out in the 2nd. Harvey not being held on by Goldschmidt at first. And Tejada takes the strike. Well, a team that needs a win in the worst way has gotten itself a boost tonight. And Tejada hits one out to center field. This one should be easy for Parra. And that retires the side, but the Mets add a run. Torres with a triple comes home on the sac fly. Ron Darling will join us from the studio to talk about Matt Harvey's performance when we come back. 3-0 Mets.
Get video replays and more. Download MLB At Bat, MLB at the ballpark, or use the AT&T Wi-Fi portal to connect to digitaldmax.com. For complete information, go to page 20 in the DMAX Insider magazine.
Can you hear us?
Ronnie?
Hello, Ronnie.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear you
now.
Oh, geez. No, I did not. It's government land. You can't leave trash. I tell you what, though, Ronnie, in that viaduct, whatever they are, that channel, I guess it's protected, and there were speckled trout in there that were like 3 feet. They were huge. 2 to 3 feet. They were big, big trouts. Counted around 25 of them. Oh.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, Matt Harvey's big league debut off to a roaring start. You see his line after 3 innings, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and he's got himself a 3-0 lead. And we're joined from the studio by our pitching analyst and good friend Ron Darling. And Ronnie, you've been watching pitch for pitch. What have you thought so far? What do you think about the way he's been able to work up in the zone effectively? We heard a lot of scouts saying, you know, when he was working up in the zone in the minors, that was stuff that wouldn't necessarily get big league hitters out. Well, it's certainly gotten them out so far tonight.
Ron, the motion we talked about, and I know he does. It looks like he drops and drives. He pushes off his back foot.
Hairston unable to get to that foul ball off the bat of Justin Upton, and it stays 0-2. We'll take a look at Harvey's motion here. Maybe you can talk us through it, Ronnie. What about the secondary stuff, Ronnie? I mean, we've seen him throw a few change-ups and the curveball and the slider. What's your impression of those?
Right.
What do you think about the idea of calling up Rob Johnson?
When you got that 94, 95, 96, 97 mile an hour fastball, Ronnie, you know, that's very effective up and in. What I've liked, and you can tell me, is that a couple strikeouts he got. He pitched inside like he just did to Upton there, and then went knee high outside corner, not with the breaking ball, but with the fastball.
And the slider gets him swinging, and that is strikeout number 8 for Matt Harvey, including the last 3 hitters he's faced.
Yep.
Now he'll face Miguel Montero, who pulled one down the right field line for a double his first time up, and a curveball for a strike. Can you relate, Ronnie, some of what Harvey was feeling coming to the ballpark today and starting this outing? Ahead on Montero, 1-2, and a little pop up into shallow right center for Murphy to handle, and there are 2 out. Really got in on the hands of Montero that time. So Harvey with a chance for his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. But you did pretty well against those guys, didn't you? Well, I don't think anybody ever accused you of being dumb, and I don't think they're going to accuse Harvey either. He seems to have a pretty good head on his shoulders. And he's quickly ahead on Drew, 0-2.
It's pretty interesting, Ronnie. He pitches on the, we noticed he's very on the extreme first base side of the rubber. What advantage does that give him, Ron?
One and two to Stephen Drew.
Yep. Well, this is what I saw, Ron, in spring training. You know, I'll be just saying, everybody, a lot of guys can throw hard in the big leagues. Puts everybody over the top is their secondary pitch, and he's just a raw power pitcher. And that's just a raw breaking ball that he has.
Well, we had it as 2-2, but apparently that was ball 4 to Drew.
And that's walk number 1, the first walk of the game for Mr. Harvey.
Well, we had 2-2. Scoreboard apparently had 3-1. So Drew is on with the first walk of the game issued by Harvey. A 2-out base runner for the Diamondbacks. And now Ryan Wheeler, the batter. Wheeler fouled out to third his first time up. Low fastball to get even on Wheeler, 1-1.
Well, Ron, he's pitched a lot from the stretch, and he's, you know, a lot of times pitchers pitch from the stretch and they may lose a little bit on the fastball here or sharpness on the breaking ball, but I don't see it.
Wheeler swings and misses at the fastball, and it's 2-2. I thought Terry Collins said something telling today. He said, "I like this kid since the first time I met him." He said, "Most guys want to be good." He said, "This guy wants to be great," and he means it. And he has certainly shown it so far in his first big league start. 2-2. Breaking ball hit in the air along the right field line. Hairston going over. Right to the line and into foul ground to make the catch, and the inning is over. Hey, Ronnie, thanks for helping us out.
See you, Ron.
Well, we'll continue to watch the exploits of Matt Harvey. He's got 4 scoreless innings and 8 strikeouts, a 3-0 lead after 4.
System. Our minor league spotlight is on Charles Brewer. AAA Reno defeated Colorado Springs 17-9 on Wednesday night, pushing them 7.5 games ahead of the second place Sky Sox. The 17 runs set a season high and tied most full runs in club history. And Aces right-handed pitcher Charles Brewer picked up the victory.
Matt Harvey's debut going well so far for the Mets, and Rob Johnson, as the guys are talking about, coming up here in part to catch Matt Harvey. And I talked to Rob Johnson about the relationship and what he's seen from him. He caught him a lot in AAA. And he said, well, I love him. I love catching him. And I love him as a guy. The thing about him is he's not good enough. He's not good enough not to listen. He listens. He wants to learn all the time. And he is so eager to learn and get better and be great. It's a beautiful thing. The part of the catcher's job, he said, is to really know what their pitcher needs and desires. For Matt, he always wants to talk between innings. We're having constant conversations. He wants to know about the action on his pitches, what I thought about that, what I thought about this. Wants to constantly talk about the hitters that are coming up. He's chatty during the game. I don't do it with everybody, but that's what Harvey wants. They've developed a great bond. There's a lot of respect there, guys.
Well, that's certainly the reason why Rob Johnson is here, and he and Harvey have done wonderful things together so far tonight as Murphy goes down on strikes to start the fifth.
The one thing that Johnson did say, he says, he's got this I'm going to blow this by you mentality, and sometimes I notice he does have to ease up on that in certain situations.
Well, it's always a good sign, Kev, when you got someone like, remember Ted Williams wanted to know what the guy threw. I always asked his teammates what the guy was doing, and for him to want that kind of information on what his stuff is, to me, is that he's someone that wants to learn and be the best that he can be.
David Wright takes a strike. That report from Kevin brought to you by Tom Warner Cable, enjoying all the things you love better.
There they are right there conversing.
Harvey's thrown 77 pitches through 4 innings. It's certainly conceivable the next inning will be his last. And we were talking with Terry Collins about how he'd use Harvey tonight, and he emphasized getting him out on a good note. I don't think they're going to push his pitch count very high. Wright unloads one to deep left field. Kubel going back. He should have room, and he makes the catch. 2 out.
Just got inside enough on David.
And David's 0 for continues. He's now 0 for his last 13.
He needs to start leveling off just a bit. And there you are right there. Just got on the label.
Well, that's a bad angle we saw a lot of last year and the year before. Not so much this year.
See, that's a big lift swing we're seeing from David again.
Well, neither pitcher has had a 1-2-3 inning in this game. Miley's got a chance here, but he's got to get through Hairston, who's 2 for 2 tonight and drove in the Met first 2 runs with a double, and he drives this one down the right field line. He's got another extra base hit. So Hairston is 3 for 3, and he legs it to second with his second double of the night. So Scott Hairston returning to the place where he began his big league career, and he's having himself a night.
Well, I've never seen Scott go to right field like this. He's set up to go there. First 2 at bats. I mean, excuse me, his first at bat and now this one on balls away. Usually he's swinging from his shoestrings and pulling.
Drove it to right center his first time up for his first 2 base hit, and this one down the right field line. So the Mets have their 8th hit against Miley, and now here's Ike Davis, who's popped to third and grounded to second, 0 for 2. And the breaking ball stopped by Montero, 1-0.
Well, this ball's away, and look at him going that way. Look at that nice level swing on that high pitch.
He loves that high pitch, doesn't he?
Oh, he sure does. Belting up.
But a lot of this year he's been vulnerable up and away because he's been trying to pull everything, and it's a good sign for Scott. Jason Bay would be next. Miley's had trouble to work through in every inning. And a good breaking ball to Davis, and it's 1-2.
Well, Ike just keeps on doing the same thing, and they can just keep breaking ball. And look at him stepping in the bucket. Look at how far out in front he is. It's been his mantra.
It's an unfortunate mantra. So switch to Ohm.
Get you to quit meditating. Try something else. You just can't seem to stay back and wait.
2-2. And he drives this one to center, but Parra moves over and it knuckles on him, but he stays with it to end the inning. Hairston with a double. He gets stranded. We're halfway through in Arizona. Mets and Matt Harvey with a 3-0 lead. Let's look at tonight's AT&T trivia question. Which 4 former MVPs went on to win Manager of the Year awards? Well, we know one is sitting in the Arizona dugout tonight. So who were the other 3?
I'll think on that.
Kirk Gibson, MVP 1988, Manager of the Year last year. 8 strikeouts for Matt Harvey tonight ties the franchise record for a big league debut. Interestingly, Bill Dennehy and Tom Seaver set that record 3 days apart in 1967. And now Harvey has matched it 45 years later. Wade Miley leading off in the home 5th, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2. Miley grounded out to third base his first time up. Matt's given up 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 8, and Miley fouls it away. Miley not your average hitting pitcher, as we noted earlier. Came into the night hitting over 300. 80 pitches now for Harvey as he works in the 5th inning. Gerardo Parra and Aaron Hill to follow for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 5th. And he gets Miley on strikes. And so Matt Harvey has now struck out more batters than any Met in his debut in their history. 9 strikeouts for Matt Harvey.
It has been a very, very impressive debut for sure. And what makes it more impressive is that it's not that he's just been like mowing through the order. He's been in trouble a few times and gotten out of jams. 9 Ks.
Well, he had 3 double-digit strikeout games in Buffalo this year. He's got 9 tonight. Gerardo Parra has struck out twice. And he hits the comebacker to Harvey. Handles it with aplomb. 2 out.
Well, the 96, 97 mile an hour fastball with an 88 mile an hour sharp curveball and a good changeup tonight. That's 3 effective pitches for him. But really, the changeup has just been used very sparingly. He's been dominating this lineup.
Now he'll face Aaron Hill, who probably has the hardest hit ball against him. He ripped a single to left his last time up, and he takes up and in for ball 1.
Well, this is what Ron Darling always says, that 5th inning when you get that W, the toughest out to get.
And for a rare time tonight, he falls behind on the count 2-0. Jason Kubel would be next. And Hill takes a strike. 95 from Harvey. 2-1.
I'll tell you what, that's a nice 2-0 pitch. Knee high outside corner. You're not going to get hurt terribly out there. It's impressive.
Bounces that slider, and it's 3-1.
He's got to come after him here. 3-run ball game. 2 out. Yep, fastball away.
And you got a home run hitter on deck.
There you go.
And Hill takes a outside corner strike. 3-2.
Do the same thing. I like the fact, I like how he's painted the outside corner knee high.
Well, they talked about the command issues. He had 2 starts back in that game that was televised on SNY. No command issues tonight. 3-2 to Hill. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 10 strikeouts from Matt Harvey. The first Met pitcher ever to register double-digit strikeouts in his big league debut. What a night.
And it's time for the D-backs Legends Race, presented by Henkel, makers of time, Purex, Right Guard, and renews it. And they're off. Racing for section 126 is Luis Gonzalez. Section 309, Matt Williams. Section 210, Randy Johnson. And section 139, Mark Grace. Mark Grace got off to an early start in an early lead, but it looks like Matty's catching it. And they're going to give Gracie a little wallop on the noggin. Oh no! And it looks like Randy now has the lead after that beatdown on Gracie. Gonzo following and followed by Manning, and then it is going to be Randy Johnson winning tonight's Legends Race. That means all fans in section 210 have just won samples of Purex, courtesy of Henkel. And you can congratulate Randy on his victory and hang out with all the other legends up at the St. Joe Sandlot during the 7th inning stretch. Leading off for New York, left fielder Jason Bay.
Jason Bay leading off the 6th inning for New York. Jason has grounded to short and struck out tonight. 0 for 2. Now 4 for 26 since coming off the disabled list. Well, there's no action in the Mets bullpen, so it looks like Matt Harvey will get at least one more inning. 88 pitches under his belt, and he is forging himself some history tonight. First Met pitcher ever to strike out 10 in his big league debut. He also is the first Met pitcher to get 2 hits in his big league debut since David West did it back in 1988. So he is having himself quite a night to remember in his first in the big leagues. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks bullpen starts to work. Brad Ziegler, the right-hander, is up. Miley's about to throw his 100th pitch, and he misses inside. It's 2-2 to Bay. And Jason pops one up in foul ground. Goldschmidt hoping for a play near the railing and gets there to make the grab. Nicely done by Goldschmidt. Bay retired one away. That's a long way to go for a first baseman.
It is. Not as much as Candlestick in Oakland. That was a lot of foul territory.
Oakland's crazy.
Or nuts. How many at bats you get in that foul territory in Oakland? It'd drive me crazy.
Andres Torres hit a long triple to center field his last time up, snapping an 0 for 17 skid, and came home on a sacrifice fly by Rob Johnson just ahead of the throw from Parra. Ball and 2 strikes to Torres. Mets 3 runs and 8 hits. The Diamondbacks no runs and 3 hits. And a bouncing ball toward the middle. Hill over on the backhand and a quick toss, but not in time to get Torres. Now Hill made a very similar play back in the 2nd inning and got Andres out. This is a little tougher play, and Torres able to beat it down the line for his 2nd hit of the night.
Well, not hit as hard and more up the middle. And Torres just too quick.
It's some quick release, though. So 1 out and 1 on. Rob Johnson coming up. And Montero out to talk to Miley and perhaps buying some time for the bullpen. They've got the right-hander Ziegler throwing down there. You got Johnson at the plate and then Harvey on deck, the 8 and 9 hitters, both right-hand batters. Kirk Gibson taking a glance at his lineup card.
And here he comes.
So it appears that Miley has reached the end of the line after 5 1/3. He was looking for his 12th win of the year tonight, but he's not going to get a chance for that. Mets got 2 off Miley in the 1st, added 1 in the 4th, and the way Harvey has pitched, the Diamondbacks have not been able to mount much of a challenge. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Verizon. Win Mets memorabilia from Verizon at Mets.com/Verizon Sweeps.
Be here for the first ever doubleheader at Chase Field. The D-backs will take on the Miami Marlins at 12:40 p.m. and also at 6:40 p.m. on Wednesday, August 22nd. Visit dbacks.com/tickets. Fans, you can bring your dog to the game on Sunday, August 26th for Bark in the Park. Pre-register your dog online at dbacks.com/barkinthepark. This call from the bullpen brought to you by Payback for the D-backs. Now pitching, number 29, Brad Ziegler.
All right, thanks, Gary. 32-year-old side armor Brad Ziegler is brought in for the Diamondbacks.
Well, he's having another fine season. He's a submariner and throws a lot of ground balls. He is actually first in ratio in ground ball to fly ball.
Diamondbacks got him from Oakland last year for the stretch drive. Pitched very well down the stretch, then got trashed in the division series against Milwaukee. Comes in to face Rob Johnson with 1 out and 1 on. Johnson delivered a sacrifice fly his last time up. You got Torres a base stealer at first, and Ziegler steps off to drive him back.
And as you might think, Ziegler has not given up a home run in 300 to a right-hander. The last 314 at bats.
That's over 2 years. Let's look at our Verizon text poll for tonight. Do you believe the trade deadline should be pushed back because of the addition of a second wild card? Interesting.
Really?
A for yes, B for no. Text us at SNY.TV or at 56812. I guess the theory being that more teams are in it later because of the second wild card, so there might be fewer sellers by July 31st. Ground ball right at the bag. Goldschmidt throws to second for the force, and now the relay in time for the 3-6-3 double play. Goldschmidt smart going to second first with the fast runner Torres, and they turn 2.
Get on your feet and make some noise because it's time for the Pepsi Max T-shirt toss. Baxter and other Valley backs are all around the ballpark tossing out T-shirts.
Well, sometimes the moment doesn't live up to the hype, but so far tonight, Matt Harvey has been every bit of what he was expected to be. 5 innings in the big leagues, and he's already struck out 10 batters. He's already had a couple of hits. He's thrown 5 scoreless innings. Who could ask for more?
I tell you what, 1 walk. He's been in trouble. It's not like he's mowed through this. He has mowed through them, but he's had men on base. He's had to pitch in some tight spots. He seems just completely unfazed. He's just been dominating this lineup. I love what I see.
88 pitches through 5 innings, so he'll probably get just the 1 more. And this will be an interesting test. 3rd time around the batting order against the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Kubel, Goldschmidt, and Upton, all of whom are capable of hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Kubel had an infield hit in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd. Harvey has struck out 7 different Arizona Diamondbacks tonight, en route to 10 strikeouts. Ball 1 to Kubel, and we check in with Kevin.
Gotta say, Harvey, guys, was pretty chill pregame. You know, everybody has their different things with pitchers. A lot of pitchers don't like to be talked to, and they're very serious. And Harvey was very relaxed. You know, R.A. Dickey is the one guy in the Mets clubhouse you could talk to on game days. But, you know, Harvey was walking around with a smile. He chatted up a couple of the media members. I was talking with him in the dugout, and he had a bat in his hands for a while, taking practice swings, and he said, "You know, one thing, I don't want to strike out tonight. Maybe I'll bunt just to make contact." I think it's worked out for him in that department.
2 for 2 at the plate. I remember John Neese's big league debut. He came up in Milwaukee. I think it was during '08, and he looked scared to death. He had a hoodie over his head, and it was almost like he was cowering in his locker. That's how nervous he was, and he had a rough night that night. Of course, John has gone on to much better things since, but you know, some guys, that first game is overwhelming for them.
Yes.
And it has not been for Matt Harvey tonight. 3-1 to Kubel. And it's high ball 4. And so a leadoff walk to Kubel to start the bottom of the 6th. And now is when it gets dicey for Terry Collins. At what point do you start worrying about winning the game as opposed to what's best for Matt Harvey?
And you also really, in your heart of hearts, you want him to finish the inning, go in with 6, feel good about himself. So, you know, how it's important also from the team standpoint to break this losing streak, this 6-game losing streak. So yes, it's a tough call here.
The other piece of that, of course, is you absolutely don't want to give him a chance to lose. Here's Paul Goldschmidt, who's been up twice and caught looking both times, and he golfs one foul. An ugly looking swing, 0-1. Harvey has now walked 2, struck out 10, allowed no runs and 3 hits. He had 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. And that high fastball's fouled back, and he's had Goldschmidt's number so far.
Well, still throwing 95.
Let's have the bullpen up for the first time. Josh Edgin getting himself loose.
And Josh Edgin, just recently called up, has been impressive.
Well, that they're getting Edgin up tells you that Harvey will get at least this batter and one more. You've got Goldschmidt and Upton. Then you've got the left-hand hitters, Montero, Drew, and Wheeler behind them. Now the 1-2, and it's foul back. Here's the phone directory in the bullpen. Everybody you might need to call. Doesn't mention Domino's.
You got to dial four numbers to get to the bullpen. Jeez. Suppose you have to get someone up quick.
Should have it on speed dial, don't you think? Quick to the bat phone. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. He went around, strike 3. Goldschmidt has struck out for the 3rd time. 11 strikeouts for Matt Harvey.
Well, up and in again. Just tying up hitters. Oh boy. Beautiful.
Well, Dan Warthen is coming out to the mound before Harvey faces Justin Upton. Well, it's the most strikeouts that any pitcher's had in a big league debut since Steven Strasburg famously struck out 14 against the Pirates 2 years ago. Matt Harvey, most impressive in his first big league outing, and it may well be that Justin Upton will be his last batter. We'll see. With Edgin up in the bullpen.
I hope not. I hope he finishes the inning. It's a good time for Dan Warthen to go out and give him a little spell. He's been getting the ball up a little bit, and just give him a little breather and say, hey, 2 more outs. Go get him. Focus. Bring it down. Get the ball down.
Pitch count at 98 right now. The most pitches he threw in a minor league game this year was 103. So here's Upton, who struck out twice, and he goes after the fastball and misses. 0-1.
Boy, oh boy, I like what I see.
The left-hand hitting Montero on deck. Harvey about to throw his 100th pitch of the night. And the slider away, a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1. And the fastball up and away to Upton, 2-1.
Well, there's the slider and the grip you see there on the side of the ball.
He's thrown that slider. He's also thrown the bigger curveball in the low 80s. Showed off a few changeups, but mostly it's been the fastball tonight. And that fastball fouled off by Upton, and it's 2-2.
He's not afraid to throw it.
Well, he said the other day when we spoke to him, there are games when his fastball is good enough that he doesn't have to throw his secondary pitches.
Well, on the big league level, you know, if you go in 7-6 innings, you're not going to be able to get away with it.
Right.
Minor leagues, yes.
But he has shown off secondary pitches that are very well developed. It's been fun to watch. It's 2-2 to Justin Upton, and the curveball sits high, 3-2.
So let's see what he goes after him, how he attacks him.
You got Kubel at first base, who can't run at all, so you certainly don't expect him to be in motion.
Struck out Aaron Hill last time. He shook off 3-2 fastball and threw the slider. Fastball away. He wants to come inside.
3-2 to Upton, and he fouled back that fastball. Well, Harvey's now thrown more pitches in this game than he did in any minor league game this year.
He's a big horse out there. Come on, he can do it.
Well, you would certainly think at some point he's going to be the guy who can throw 125 pitches like a Verlander.
Another fastball in.
Again, the 3-2, and he fouls it back. Slider from Harvey.
Now they're going to go away. He's tied him up twice up and in. Two good located fastballs.
Johnson goes out for a conversation. And it's brief.
He told him what he wants to do. And it's going to be something wait.
Hey guys, just got this note from Ken Hurt of Elias that Harvey, first player since 1900, strike out 10 or more and get at least 2 hits.
That's pretty good. That's a long time.
1900's a long time ago.
8th pitch of the at bat coming to Upton. And that just missed inside for ball 4. And so that's going to be the end of the road for Matt Harvey. He walks 2 here in the 6th inning, but he will leave with as good a feeling as you could possibly have in your first big league game. Terry Collins is going to come out and make a double switch. Well, when he was growing up in Connecticut, this is a night that Matt Harvey dreamed of, and it has gone as well as it possibly could have gone for him. He goes 5 1/3 innings in his big league debut, 3 hits, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts, and a couple of hits to boot. His family here and couldn't be prouder. What a debut for Matt Harvey. And now we'll watch to see if his teammates can help him get his first major league win. Pitching change here in the desert as Harvey's day is over. Back in a moment. Well, there's the ledger on Matt Harvey in his big league debut. Most strikeouts in a big league debut since Steven Strasburg, most ever by a Mets pitcher. And now he can only sit and watch as the bullpen tries to get the 11 outs necessary to get him a win. Jordani Valdespin in to play center. He'll bat ninth. And on to pitch is Josh Edgin to face Miguel Montero, tying run at the plate in a 3-0 game. And Montero gulfs one in the air and foul ground. Right should have room. And that's the second out of the inning. So Edgin throws one pitch and gets Montero on the foul pop-up for the second out.
And they're going to use a pinch hitter. Drew's coming back to the dugout.
And this will be Chris Young. Young, who sat out tonight against the right-hander. He doesn't hit righties very well, but he hits lefties. And so he'll pinch hit for Drew.
Well, Young hitting .300 against left-handers with 4 home runs and 70 at-bats. Only 176 against right-handers.
Kubel at second and Upton at first with 2 out. Dan Warthen's going to go out and talk to Edgin before he pitches to Chris Young.
It's interesting that Young is only hitting 176 against right-handers, but his 7 home runs.
Thursday Night Baseball on SNY is brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy all the things you love better: TV, internet, and home phone from Time Warner Cable. Well, it's been ever thus for Chris Young. Had that tremendous rookie season in '07 when he hit 32 home runs and stole 27 bases, but he's never hit for a high average, but he always has been able to hit the long ball. And now facing the left-hander Edgin, tying run at the plate in a 3-0 game with 2 out and 2 on in the 6th. Edgin, who worked a scoreless inning day before yesterday against the Nationals, faces Young here with 2 out and 2 on. And he misses away for ball 1.
Young 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter, and it was a home run, a solo home run.
1-1 to Young. Well, here we are on a July night in 2012, and the Mets sporting 2 pitchers who are products of the 2010 draft. Harvey, who was taken in the 1st round, brilliant tonight. Edgin, who was taken in the 30th round, trying to keep his runs off the board. 1-1 to Chris Young. And he takes a strike. Went around with a half swing anyway, and it's 1-2.
Fastball away.
The Mets' Chris Young will pitch the Saturday game. Don't know whether the Diamondbacks' Chris Young will be in the lineup against that right-hander. Edgin ahead 1-2. And a broken back grounder. Edgin on the backhand has it and makes the play to end the inning. And that means Matt Harvey has a 0 in the runs column in his first big league outing to go with the 11 strikeouts. 3-0 New York after 6.
Defensive changes for the D-backs. Now at shortstop, number 18, Willie Bloomquist. And now pitch, number 49, Mark Zagurski.
Look how beautiful that is. Stars.
Wow.
Over the cacti.
Oh.
The desert. A little fast motion there.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
We are very artistic on this broadcast, you know. Now back inside Chase Field. It was 102 outside at game time, 79 inside. Willie Bloomquist takes over at shortstop for the Diamondbacks. He'll bat ninth, and the new pitcher, the former Philly Mike Zagurski, will hit seventh in the order.
Well, Zagurski here has bounced around. He's a hard thrower. He's always had a little weight problem. Looks like John Kruk out there pitching.
He's built like Bronco. Nagurski.
Yeah. Interesting. When Harvey was taken out of the game, Mark Grace, the first baseman for the Cubs and these Diamondbacks, who's now the TV analyst for the Diamondbacks, came in and said, I have not seen a pitcher in a long time throw down in the strike zone into hitter's strength and throw it by them. He was so impressed with Harvey's performance.
Valdespin strikes out on 3 pitches. So Zagurski comes in and takes care of Valdespin for the first out.
There's Mark, one of the favorites here.
Well, he said, you know, I was talking earlier in the game about the fact that, you know, the Mets have brought up a lot of pitchers over the years, but not often do you see a power pitcher of this ilk. And what Mark was saying is that this is a guy with a swing and miss fastball. And he said there just aren't that many guys who have a swing and miss fastball. And Harvey certainly displayed that tonight.
And I said, not a bad breaking ball too, huh? He said, you got that.
Well, it's going to be fascinating now to anticipate the next start, which will be in very different conditions at chilly AT&T Park on Tuesday night in San Francisco. 2-0 to Tejada. May not be as chilly as Candlestick, but it's still a whole different ball of wax pitching in that environment against the first place Giants. 2-0 to Tejada, who's 1 for 3 tonight. First, the Mets have to go about the business of trying to wrap up a victory for Harvey. It's your Verizon text poll. We asked if they should push back the trading deadline with the second wild card, and 54% of you said they should. Of course, there was a time when the trading deadline was June 15th, so it's already far later than it used to be. Zagurski falls behind Tejada 3-1.
How many pitches did Harvey have?
106, which is 3 more than he had in any of his minor league outings. And Tejada takes ball 4, so Rubin's on with a 1-out walk. Sunday, Jordan Valdespin talks about what life is like for a rookie in the majors, plus get an in-depth player profile on 69 Miracle Met Art Shamsky on Mets Weekly, presented by WB Mason. New episode Sunday at 7:30, only on SNY. Now Daniel Murphy, who's 1 for 3 tonight. Wade Miley, the Arizona starter, went 5 1/3, allowed 3 runs and 9 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. And now Murphy gets another left-hander to contend with in Zagurski. Brad Ziegler faced 1 batter, got 2 outs in the 6th inning. And a call strike to Murphy. David Wright waiting on deck. By the way, it's worth noting that Matt Harvey tonight making his big league debut. Since 1994, that's the last 18 years. Harvey is the 9th pitcher who made his major league debut as a starting pitcher for the Mets. And, they ran the gamut from prospects to suspects. But of those prior 18, only 3 of them got the victory in their first start. Masato Yoshii in 1998. Of course, he was a rookie only in the big leagues. He had pitched in the Japanese major leagues. Mike Pelfrey, who we referenced earlier, that 17-1 win against the Marlins. And Dylan Gee 2 years ago against the Nats got a win in his first start. So it would be rather rare company for Harvey just to get a win, much less having not allowed a run, struck out 11, get a couple of hits.
Well, the 11 strikeouts is what sticks out like a sore thumb.
Zagorski taking his time and checking in again on Tejada, who's stolen only 1 base this year. Maybe Zagorski has him confused with somebody else. And that's won again tonight. They beat Milwaukee 8-2. That's 6 straight wins for Washington. And a ground ball to second. He'll have to hurry to get 2. And Bloomquist could not make a relay. They settle for the force on Tejada for the second out. So 2 out and a runner at first. They're the National League wild card standings. Pirates won tonight, so they are 2 games up with that number 1 wild card. The Braves are holding the second one. They're off tonight. The Cardinals won today, so they're a game and a half back, right ahead of the Dodgers. And there are the Diamondbacks, 5 out behind Atlanta. Mets are 7 behind. The Diamondbacks also just 6 back in the division, and they've had one of those seasons where they've just flirted with 500 all year. Like the Mets, they started out the year 4-0, but it's been a couple of games over 500, a couple of games under 500, and they started tonight right at 500. David Wright is 0 for 3 tonight, and now 0 for his last 13. Got under 1 and flied out to left his last time up. Mets have had 9 hits tonight. Scott Hairston's had the big night, 3 for 3, a couple of doubles. Zagorski, part of what has been a very successful Arizona bullpen, led by J.J. Putz, the former Met, who's done a nice job closing for them.
Well, it was a bullpen in April that really struggled, but they righted the ship, and from May on have been pretty solid.
David Hernandez, the setup guy, almost impossible for right-hand hitters to hit. You got Ziegler, the side armor. We got Craig Breslow down there, first Yelly to make the big league since Ron Darling. That one's hit down to first base as David got sawed off, and Goldschmidt makes the play to end the inning. A walk in, 1 left, 7th inning stretch in the desert. Mets with a 3-0 lead.
St. Joseph's Hospital and the D-backs invite you to get on your feet and join D-backs organist Robbie Freeman for the singing of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Check out EBTV for the lyrics of tonight's Chase Field sing-along. You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend, but you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby,
There are your city probables for the rest of the series. John Neese goes tomorrow night against the tomahawk thrower Josh Colmenter. Chris Young Saturday against Ian Kennedy, who's not having nearly as good a year as last year. And then R.A. Dickey against Joe Saunders, the lefty, on Sunday. Josh Edgin, who finished off the 6th inning by retiring 2 hitters, facing Ryan Wheeler to start the bottom of the 7th. There, Neese and Dickey. And after that, now not so sticky with the emergence tonight of Matt Harvey. Boy, he couldn't look much better, could he?
No, he's just fabulous. I mean, power stuff.
Wheeler leading off in the home 7th has gone 0 for 2 tonight. Willie Bloomquist on deck. He came in to play short in the last inning. And then Gerardo Parra facing Josh Edgin, who throws the breaking ball for strike 3 called. Good looking slider from Edgin to get Wheeler looking for a strikeout for Josh in relief. Well, Edgin working in relief of Matt Harvey, who was just splendid in his major league debut.
Well, 11 strikeouts. There's one of them. Good hard slider down and in. Fastball away. That was most impressive. You got a few up and in. Up and away. Slider. That was 3-2 slider, folks. Just a tremendous performance.
There's Willie Bloomquist, and he hits one slowly along the line, and it's a foul ball. Right, makes the play, but it's a foul ball. You know, watching that replay package just a moment ago, Matt Harvey is not a max effort guy. I mean, he's throwing 95 to 98 tonight, easy.
Yes.
Easy gas.
88-mile-an-hour slider, curve. That's power stuff. I mean, that's impressive too. He's got a nice motion. I mean, we talked to Ronnie at the studio, and he broke down his motion, and he's drop and drive. He's a power guy.
Well, we watched Steven Strasburg yesterday. Grounded down to first base by Bloomquist, and Davis makes the play for the 2nd out. And you know, Strasburg's more of an upright pitcher, but he throws, you know, 97 to 99 with his fastball. Harvey a different style, but you know, he's got that same kind of life with his fastball.
There's no doubt about it. It's electric, and you can see it. I mean, the hard throwers, the really hard throwers, Gary, I can tell from the center field camera if someone's got the stuff that's eye-opening, and Harvey has it.
There's Gerardo Parra, who's gone 0 for 3 tonight, struck out twice against Harvey, then in a comebacker his last time up. And bluffing the bunt and takes ball 1. So Edgin has come in and faced 4 and retired 4.
And this is what we saw from him in spring training, Gary. Nothing but strikes, hard thrower, hard slider, country hardball, and uses both sides of the plate.
Late swing by Parra, and it's 1-1. Well, the ageless right-hander Takashi Saito, who's missed most of this season because of injury, now healthy and up in the Diamondbacks bullpen. What's Saito, 42 now? Still throws hard. He comes upstairs on Parra, and Edgin gets ahead 1-2.
Parra has been a red-hot hitter, and Harvey just contained him. There's 3 of the starters right there.
All will be pitching in this series. Neese tomorrow, Young Saturday, Dickey Sunday. And they all had to be impressed with what they saw tonight from the newest member of the Mets rotation. There's always something special about a touted pitcher making his debut, but especially a guy who comes with hard stuff. Just a whole different feel in the ballpark.
Yes.
Watching a hard throwing young pitcher, especially one who has the command that Harvey displayed tonight. Breaking ball hit in the air to left, and Bay drifts over and makes the grab. And that retires the side. Edgin's faced 5 in relief, retired them all. We head on to the 8th now with the Mets up 3-0.
comments. Thank you for your support. Now fans, it's time to take out your D-Backs Foundation 50-50 raffle tickets. Tonight's total jackpot is $8,251. That means tonight's lucky winner will take home $4,126. And the winning number is A55140. If you are holding that ticket, please report to the community clubhouse behind section 134 before the last out of the game. Thank you for supporting the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation.
Let's answer our AT&T trivia question, shall we? We asked which 4 former MVPs went on to win Manager of the Year awards. We know Kirk Gibson, and there are the other 3.
I got Frank Robinson, should have known Torrey. Don Baylor was the American League MVP in 1979.
With the Angels.
Along with me and Willie.
3 MVPs that year.
How about that?
2 leagues. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Each league had an MVP and a half. Maybe not. 42-year-old Takashi Saito takes the mound for the Diamondbacks.
Well, he's missed 93 games this year, just reinstated from the disabled list with a strained right medial calf. Those calf injuries are murderous, and particularly for 40-year-olds.
Scott Hairston first man up against him. Scott's 3 for 3 tonight, a pair of doubles, and got the Mets on the board with a 2-run double to right center in the first inning. In fact, both of his doubles have gone to the opposite field. Hairston, Davis, and Bay up against Saito, who first came over to the major leagues in 2006 with the Dodgers and saved 39 games his second year with LA. After 3 years with the Dodgers, went to Boston, then Atlanta. Last year pitched in 30 games with Milwaukee, and then signed with the Diamondbacks as a free agent, and they finally have him after waiting nearly 4 months to get him into their bullpen. Two balls and a strike to Hairston. Of course, Saito was a tremendous pitcher, first as a starter and then later in his Japanese career as a relief pitcher for Yokohama. Little tapper, and Montero bobbles it. It's a foul ball. Brian Gorman signals foul, which is a good thing for Montero since he didn't handle it cleanly.
Well, this ball had to be in foul territory when he gloved it. Saito is the first pitcher of Japanese descent to pitch for the Diamondbacks.
That's amazing when you consider that the Mets have probably had, I don't know, a dozen Japanese pitchers. Hairston hits another one down the right side. This will go foul. I'm trying to remember the name of the Kashiwada. Kashiwada was a left-handed relief pitcher. I think he was the first one back in maybe 96, 97. And then, of course, the Mets had Nomo and Komiyama and Yoshi, and the list goes on and on. There have been so many, and it's startling that especially a team that plays in the western part of the country would have never had a Japanese pitcher before this year. 2-2, and it's low and away, a full count to Hairston. Think about the Mariners and how many Japanese pitchers they've run through there. John Roush up in the Mets bullpen. Three and two to Hairston leading off the 8th, and Scott takes the curveball, strike 3 call. So Saito gets Hairston looking at the breaking ball, 1 out in the 8th. Let's check in with the studio. Gary Apple with this game break. It's a long time ago.
Sure is.
Here's Ike Davis with 1 out, and he takes high from Saito. Ike went 0 for 3 tonight against the lefty Miley. Hit the ball hard his last time up, lined out to center field. Jason Bay waits on deck, and that's bounced down to first for Goldschmidt to handle, and Davis retired, 2 away. So Ike, who started the night with a 7-game hitting streak, might see that end tonight. 2 out and nobody on, and Bay comes up. Jason's gone 0 for 3. As his troubles continue, has not had the ball out of the infield again tonight. Mets are facing right-handers the next 2 games. Josh Colmenter tomorrow night, Ian Kennedy on Saturday. And the way things have gone, you have to really wonder whether Bay will find his way into the lineup in either one of those games.
Well, one thing's for certain, Jordani Valdespin is going to find himself in the lineup.
Well, against right-handers with Duda now in the minor leagues, then if Valdespin's in the lineup, and you have to think that's indisputable, it comes down to a choice between playing Bay or playing Kirk Nieuwenhuis, which gives you an extra left-handed bat, but Nieuwenhuis hasn't produced much more than Bay has over the last month.
And you want to not have a left-hander on your bench. I mean, Torres is a switch hitter, of course.
Curveball misses to Bay, and it's 3-0.
You just hate to see your young players sitting and rotting on the bench.
The newly shorn Mr. Nieuwenhuis out on deck to bat for the pitcher. He looks like a completely different person.
He does. When
as ball 4 to Bay. I passed him in the clubhouse yesterday, and I had to do a double take.
When we got in the hotel lobby last night, and he walked right by me by the elevator, and I didn't recognize him. I took a double take.
So here's Kirk to pinch hit with the pitcher hitting in the 7th spot in the batting order. Nieuwenhuis 4 for 10 as a pinch hitter this year. But this has been a very rough stretch for Kirk. Facing Saito with a man on, and he takes up and away for ball 1. Over the last 24 games, Nieuwenhuis is 9 for 68. It goes back to June the 16th. That's a 132 clip over the last 6 weeks.
And a lot of strikeouts. That's what's most alarming.
Well, the funny thing is he was striking out even when he was having success early on.
Right.
But now everybody's working him up and in, and he's had trouble with that pitch. Perhaps the haircut will help.
Reverse Samson.
Saito's missed with 6 in a row. Behind on Nieuwenhuis 2-0. And Kirk takes a strike.
I don't like him taking that 2-0 fastball. You live for those counts.
Rob Johnson would be next. And another fastball for a strike, and it's 2-2. 42-year-old Takashi Saito trying to get through the top of the 8th inning. Bay at first and 2 down. 2-2 to Neuenhuis. And he takes the splitter low, and it's 3-2. So now Bay will be in motion with 3-2 and 2 down. This is a place where the Mets used to come, throw their gloves on the field, and win easily. Remember, they had a 13-game winning streak in this ballpark, but they've lost their last 6 games here. Up 3-0 in the 8th tonight. Bay runs. Neuenhuis strikes out. So Saito comes back to get Neuenhuis. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Saito. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 3-0 New York.
Number 60, John Roush.
Hitting the road, take the Mets with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Mets out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Mets.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. John Roush, who once pitched for the Diamondbacks, comes in to pitch the bottom of the 8th for New York.
And John Roush has been very effective of late. 9 consecutive scoreless appearances going back to June 28th. And he turned it around in Tampa, Gary, if you recall. Started throwing his fastball more, and he's been extremely effective.
Faced just 1 batter yesterday. Got Michael Morris to fly out. He faces Aaron Hill to start the bottom of the 8th. Hill, Kubel, and Goldschmidt for the Diamondbacks, who have only been shut out 5 times this year, and they've been shut out for the first 7 tonight. Roush finds the outside corner, 1-1. Hill is 1 for 3, single to left back in the 3rd. An historic night for Matt Harvey in his major league debut. Jason Kubel waits to hit next. I mean, Ronnie always says anytime you do something that's never been done before, that's pretty impressive, right? And Matt Harvey did something tonight that no pitcher in modern major league history had ever done. Go back to 1900. No pitcher in their debut had ever struck out in double digits and gotten at least 2 hits. And Harvey did that tonight. Van 11 went 2 for 2.
Little league game.
And his family is still here, fielding texts, sure, from everybody they know. Just hoping now that the Met bullpen can get 6 more outs and secure that first big league win to go with all the other accolades for Mr. Harvey. Young Mr. Harvey. Here's the 1-2 to Hill, and it's low and away, 2-2. Josh Edgen, a terrific relief outing. Edgen faced 5 batters, retired them all, threw only 15 pitches to get 5 outs. Struck out 1. So the Diamondbacks have struck out 12 times tonight and make it 13. Or did it? You get a piece of that. He did. Hill just stays alive. Now the 2-2, and Hill lines one right to Tejada. 1 away. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Buy your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. Visit them on the web at searchmercedes.com. And by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Now Jason Kubel has been aboard twice tonight with an infield hit and a walk. He's 1 for 2. Kubel with 11 home runs in the month of July. Takes the mighty hack and misses. 0-1.
Well,
right-hander David Hernandez up in the Arizona bullpen. Mets have the full shift on against Kubel. They did in his first at bat when he nubbed one toward third for an infield hit. That's 5 outfielders, folks.
Softball game. Interesting how Valdez being in center field is shading him as an opposite field hitter.
Fly balls the other way, ground balls to the right side. 1-2 to Kubel, who set career highs back in 09 with the Twins. 28 home runs, 103 RBIs, and he's got every chance to shatter those marks this year. 22 homers and 72 runs batted in before the end of July. And a check swing. Did he go? They say he held it in time. Bob Davidson with the call. 2-2 to Kubel. John Roush pitched here in Arizona in 08 and 09. As you look at Kubel's numbers this year, seeing more pitches per plate appearance than any hitter in the league. And he's run a full count here.
Well, Kubel now has had 4 seasons of 20 or more home runs. Big, strong kid.
Here's the 3-2. And he walked him. So Kubel's on base for the 3rd time tonight. That's the 4th walk by Met pitchers tonight. 1 out and 1 on. Now Goldschmidt, who's been up 3 times and struck out all 3 against Matt Harvey. He was his 2nd, 7th, and 11th strikeout victim. Dan Warthen out to the mound. Tomorrow night, game 2 of this 4-game series. Jonathan Neese goes for his 8th win. He'll be opposed by Josh Colmenter. 9 o'clock the coverage tomorrow night right here on SNY. Mets and Diamondbacks as they continue this 4-game series. Mets embarking tonight on an 11-game road trip. 4 here, 4 in San Francisco, and 3 in San Diego before they finally get back home. Tim Burdack, who was right in the middle of a whole mess of controversy yesterday at Citi Field, getting up in the Mets bullpen. Burdack having to apologize to Josh Thole and kind of talk his way down from the ledge after showing up Thole after he gave up a home run to Adam LaRoche yesterday. And it became a real cause célèbre because Terry Collins took it and ran with it and really lambasted his team after the game. Stood in the middle of the clubhouse and just peeled the paint about players looking in the mirror and being accountable. And clearly he had Burdack in his sights.
Well, it's part of Terry's philosophy. That's one of the bad things. You can't have any backbiting, finger pointing. And, you know, in defense of Burdack, he was man enough immediately after that inning ended to come in the dugout and apologize to Thole, defuse it. But Terry is setting an example for a lot of kids here. He doesn't put up with that.
Goldschmidt lines a base hit to left center. Valdespin hurries over and cuts it off. Kubel goes first to third. The throw coming into second, and Goldschmidt slides in safely with a double. And now the Diamondbacks in business, second and third and one out. Goldschmidt with his 30th double of the year.
Fastball down the middle, belt high. And that's a redeemer, 1 for 4 right there. And nice play by Valdespin. I mean, Kubel doesn't run well. He's not going to score on that ball anyway. Never any hesitation from Goldschmidt. But Valdespin, I tell you what, he tracked that ball down, had a strong throw into second base.
Well, we've been saying it for a couple of weeks. For a kid who had very little outfield experience, he looks awfully good out there. Now Justin Upton comes to the plate as the tying run. Upton has struck out twice and walked. Roush has given up 2 hard hit balls and a walk to 3 batters. And the first pitch curveball in for a strike. Aaron Hill hit a bullet to short for the first out. Kubel walked, and then Goldschmidt with that ringing double. Miguel Montero, the left-hand hitter, on deck, and Burdack ready to face him. Diamondbacks don't have much of a right-handed bench at this point. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. They already used Chris Young as a pinch hitter. They brought Bloomquist in as a defensive replacement, so that leaves them with their backup catcher, Henry Blanco, and the middle infielder, John McDonald, from the right side. They've got Lyle Overbay as a left-handed pinch hitter. Now Roush needing a strikeout is ahead on Upton, 0-2. Fly ball right center field. Calling for it is Hairston. He makes the catch, tagging at third Kubel. He comes home with the first Arizona run. It's a sacrifice fly for Justin Upton, and now it's 3-1 New York. Upton's 42nd run batted in. Goldschmidt holding at second on the play, and now there are 2 out. And that's going to be all for Roush. Terry Collins will bring in Burdack to face the left-hand hitting Miguel Montero. So Burdack will come on to try and get the final out here in the bottom of the 8th, with the Mets up 3-1, trying to hold on for Matt Harvey. Tim Burdack looks for the redeemer tonight as he comes in to face Miguel Montero in the 8th inning.
Well, he had a rough series against the Nats. The last series at home. Gave up runs in both. Of course, the big home run to Adam LaRoche that kind of iced that ball game.
Well, Burdack, who's made more appearances than anybody in the National League, has seen his role change as the year went along. Early in the season, he was facing one batter at a time and enjoying a lot of success. Lately, he's been asked to do more because the folks around him have not been successful, and it has hurt him. Here, he's asked to do what he was successful at early in the year, and that is get one big out. Montero 1 for 3 tonight, 2 for 7 against Burdack in his career. Tying run at the plate in a 3-1 game in the 8th. And Burdack goes low and away with a fastball for ball 1. Well, let's check out the Time Warner numbers on the Mets bullpen, and they're not pretty. Worst ERA in the major leagues at 5.11, and you see the rest. In at the knees for a strike. 2 fastballs in a row from Burdack. Interesting because that was the pitch of contention in the game yesterday.
Well, they're 11 and 21. They've lost 21 games, the bullpen, and that's tied for 29th in the major leagues.
That's bad, right?
That's not good.
Montero at the plate. The pitcher spot due up next. Lyle Overbay, a left-hand hitter, out on deck, despite the fact that Burdack is in the game. And Montero takes it inside. It hit him on the hand, and he's going to first base. And now the tying runs are on base.
Well, it tries to come inside, and I like the pitch, and it's upstairs, but too much inside.
So now Overbay. Now, as we mentioned earlier, Kirk Gibson has 2 right-hand batters on the bench, but it's his backup catcher, the former man Henry Blanco, and 37-year-old John McDonald, who's not a hitting threat. And so he goes with his left-hand bat, Overbay, here against Burdack. Overbay is 2 for 3 in his career against Burdack. Tying runs on base and 2 out, and the slider off the plate for ball 1.
Well, he's pinch hitting Overbay because Overbay has 131 career major league home runs. He's hit 20 home runs twice in his career, so he's hoping he might run into one.
Hitting .298 this year, 6 for 20 as a pinch hitter. And the slider. 1-1 to Overbay.
After that swing, keep feeding him the slider. Keep it away.
Now Burdack's 1-1. Another slider and another swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Keep feeding it to him. He can't touch it.
Overbay now 35 years old. Started out his career with the Diamondbacks. Took a tour to Milwaukee, Toronto, and Pittsburgh before he returned last year. 1-2. Slider swung and missed, and he struck him out. He kept throwing him sliders. Overbay kept swinging at him, and Burdack gets the job done as he fans Overbay to end the inning. Mets will take it to the 9th with a 3-1 lead.
pitcher, Rob Johnson.
Here's your Mets upcoming schedule. You can listen to every Mets game on Sports Radio 66 WFAN. 3 more here in Arizona, then 4 in San Francisco, 3 in San Diego before the Mets get home a week from Tuesday to take on the Marlins. David Hernandez on to pitch the top of the 9th for Arizona. Rob Johnson leads off for New York. And he swings and pops the first one foul off the right side. Goldschmidt over near the railing, leans in but can't quite get to it. David Hernandez has been about as good against right-hand hitters as anybody in baseball this year as you look at Goldschmidt's effort.
111 batting average with a home run. 4th in strikeouts for relief pitches with 60.
Hernandez came over from the Orioles in the trade that sent Mark Reynolds to Baltimore 2 winters ago. Just 26 years old. The Diamondbacks consider him their closer of the future. And there's a nice breaking ball for a strike, and it's 1-2. Jordany Valdespin's hitting 9th in the order. He's on deck. Then Ruben Tejada here in the top of the 9th as the Mets look for some insurance before handing the game off to Bobby Parnell. Frank Francisco made his first rehab outing yesterday. He's probably going to pitch again tomorrow. And it remains to be seen whether he'll need more than that before he comes back, rebounding from oblique and knee injuries. But the Mets are certainly anxious to get their closer back. But as Terry Collins said tonight, we've seen enough guys come off rehab and not really be ready. We want him back, but we want him back when he's ready to go. So meanwhile, the job still belongs to Bobby Parnell. Getting that game and getting the last out has been a huge problem for this team. And so, you know, Matt Harvey has to still be sitting on pins and needles after his effort tonight, wondering whether Parnell can get those last 3 outs and get him a win.
Well, he's hopeful, and no, he's been spending the whole year in Buffalo. Maybe he's unaware.
I doubt it. The whole world is aware. Here's the 3-2, and Johnson bounces one to short. Stays down for Bloomquist. He stays with him and throws him out, 1 away. Let's check in with the studio. Get a preview of what's coming up on WB Mason postgame live. Gary Apple and Ronnie Darling, guys.
Center fielder, Jordany Valdespin.
Well, Matt started his night with a strikeout. He finished with 11 strikeouts. Jordany Valdespin bats here in the top of the 9th with 1 out and bluffing a bunt. He takes up and in for ball 1. Valdespin struck out in his only at bat. That was against the left-hander Mike Zagurski in the 7th after Jordany came in a double switch. 9th innings have been kind to Valdespin this year. Batting here in the top of the 9th against David Hernandez, the 5th Arizona pitcher of the night, and Jordany pops one up into shallow right field. Hill going out to call and puts it away, 2 down. So Valdespin had his home run swing and he pops it up for the 2nd out. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, the Diamondbacks will have 8, 9, and 1 in the order. That's Ryan Wheeler, Willie Bloomquist, and Gerardo Parra due up against Parnell. Tejada's been on base twice tonight with a single and a walk. He's 1 for 3. Diamondbacks bullpen has kept the Mets off the board. In fact, the Mets haven't had a hit against the Arizona bullpen yet in 3 1/3 innings after Wade Miley went 5 1/3, allowed 3 runs and 9 hits. And there's a base hit off the bullpen. Tejada's got his 2nd hit of the night. Parra goes over to cut it off, and Tejada will be held at first with the 2-out single.
Well, Ruben needs to hit line drives, and there he's back in the groove there. His 2nd hit of the night. Now get a smile on your face. was hoping that Jose Reyes stuff was long gone.
He's in Miami. Murphy gets to face a right-hander for the first time tonight. He's 1 for 4, singled and scored back in the first. Coming up tonight on Geico Sports Night after the postgame, camp is open for the Giants and for the Jets as well. Schedules for the next basketball season, all on Geico Sports Night after the postgame right here on SNY. Murphy swings at the breaking ball and misses, 0-1.
Those Super Bowl champ Giants. Had to throw that in there for our producer.
He smiled when you said that. David Wright would be next. Mets now have 10 hits on the night. They scored 2 in the first on Hairston's double, 1 in the fourth on Johnson's sacrifice fly, and so far that's been enough. And Murphy takes a strike, and it's 0-2. Daniel, who had that remarkable 12 for 22 homestand amidst the morass. One for 4 in the first game of the road trip. Now Hernandez with the 0-2, and he strikes him out on the breaking ball. 3 pitches, Murphy out on strikes, and we head for the bottom of the 9th in Arizona. Bobby Parnell on to try and save it for Matt Harvey. It's 3-1 New York. New York Mets baseball on SNY is brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy all the things you love better. TV, internet, and home phone from Time Warner Cable. By State Farm. Today's State Farm agent of the day is Brian Gill of Melville, New York. Contact Brian's office at brianmgill.com. By your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. Visit them on the web at searchmercedes.com. By Total Recall in theaters August 3rd. And by Lexus. The night began with the hard-throwing Matt Harvey on the mound, and the Mets hope it ends right here with the hard-throwing Bobby Parnell.
Well, Parnell kind of hit a bump on the road. Got touched up 3 straight outings in a row. That at Washington, that first road trip off the break. But against the LA at home, he really had a very impressive 2 innings of work.
And then he came back Tuesday night, pitched a scoreless inning against Washington. Ryan Wheeler leads off against him in the last of the ninth and takes a fastball wide for ball 1. Wheeler 0 for 3 tonight. Fouled out twice and struck out. Josh Edgin was terrific tonight, an inning and 2/3, no runs, no hits. Roush gave up a run in the 8th. Burdack got him out of that jam. And now Parnell trying to finish it off for Matt Harvey, who had an historic debut tonight, striking out 11, most a Met has ever struck out in his debut. Harvey with 5 1/3 scoreless innings tonight, allowed just 3 hits, walked 3, and struck out those 11. And Parnell throws a strike, 2-1. Willie Bloomquist on deck, Gerardo Parra behind him, as Parnell looks for his 3rd save of the season. And that's low, and Parnell behind, 3-1.
Well, don't want to lead off walk. They always find a way to score. Most times anyway. There's Mr. Harvey right there.
Harvey and Edgin both did their jobs tonight. Parnell trying to do his. And a fly ball foul. It's 3-2. Wheeler just 24 years old. Only his 4th big league game. 5th round pick out of Loyola Marymount 3 years ago. He's a big dude playing 3rd base. "3-2 coming from Parnell. And Wheeler fouls back that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Parnell working hard to try and get his first hitter out. Down's foul, and they'll do it again.
Wheeler just recently called up, was just tearing up AAA.
15 homers, 90 RBIs, a .351 average in Reno in 93 games. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming from Parnell to Wheeler. And he fouls off another one. Generally, Parnell has done a good job this year getting his first hitter out. The first batter on base percentage against him is just .267. He's retired 33 of his 45 first batters. And this is a huge one here, trying to keep that tying run from getting to the plate. Again, the 3-2 to Wheeler, and he comes inside and misses, ball 4, and a leadoff walk gets the tying run to bat for Arizona. 5th walk by Met pitching tonight, and now Willie Bloomquist will stand in. Bloomquist came into play shortstop in the 7th inning after Drew left for a pinch hitter and grounded out in his only at bat.
Just don't like that pitch selection right there. They've got a 2-run lead, throw the breaking ball, 3-2. Leadoff walk. Especially when you're throwing in the mid to high 90s.
So here's Bloomquist. And first pitch curveball for a strike. Bloomquist not a home run hitter. In fact, he hasn't hit one this year. But he came into the night hitting at .301. Gerardo Parra, left-hand hitter, waiting on deck. And another curveball fouled off, and Parnell ahead 0-2. I'll be trying to get right with this 9th inning roll. He tried and failed last year, and he's had less than mixed success so far this year.
He's looking for his 3rd save here and wants to snap this 6-game Met losing streak.
0-2 to Bloomquist, and he flies one foul. Mets lost 6 straight. Got the final game in Washington. They lost another 6 in a row.
They've only won 1 game since the All-Star break.
They've gone from being contenders to being right on the brink of not being contenders. 7 games out in the wild card starting play tonight. Here's the 0-2. Tries to hold on the high fastball and stopped it in time. Todd Titchener with the call. 1-2. The kid from Salisbury, North Carolina, trying to save it for the guy from the University of North Carolina. 1-2 to Bloomquist. And he fouls back the fastball. We saw Harvey get so many swings and misses with his upper 90s fastball. Parnell just doesn't seem to get the same kinds of swings and misses with his upper 90s fastball.
It is amazing, is it not? And you know, Gary, over my career, I've faced guys that threw high 90s, and to me, it looked like they were throwing 90 miles an hour. It just whatever.
He gets it with a breaking ball, and that's the first out in the 9th. So Parnell fans Bloomquist one away.
Well, that's a big strikeout right there and a big out. And Parnell, and that's all set up with all the fastballs he's poured in on Bloomquist.
So 1 out and 1 on. Now Gerardo Parra, who's 0 for 4 tonight. He's a little guy, but he can hit the occasional home run. He's hit 6 this year. He's had 2 career at bats against Parnell. 0 for 2. Wheeler at first and 1 out. The Diamondbacks have had only 4 hits all night. And a swing and a miss at the high fastball. 0-1.
Well, there's that index finger just kind of spiked in there for that good breaking ball down.
It's that knuckle curve that Jason Isringhausen helped Parnell develop last year. 0-1 to Parra, and he punches it foul and quickly ahead 0-2. The very dangerous Aaron Hill waiting on deck. Oh, 0-2 to Parra, and he fouls that one back.
Very pesky at bats here.
And Parra lifts another one foul. Well, it took him 9 pitches against Wheeler. He finally walked him. Bloomquist struck out on a 6-pitch at bat. And now Parnell, after getting ahead 0-2 on Parra, has seen him foul away a couple. Trying to put him away with 1 out in the 9th. Breaking ball, and he couldn't get him to bite at it. 1-2. Rob Johnson making his first appearance for the Mets since the 30th of May, called up to help out Matt Harvey in his debut, and he certainly did that. And now trying to help Parnell finish things off. Harvey's thrown 20 pitches. 10 of the 20 have been fouled off. Here's the 1-2. And he just got a piece of that one.
Barely. That was an excellent breaking ball. He's been throwing a nice hook the last 3 times out.
It's the pitch that has made the difference for Parnell this year, at least working earlier in the games. Still trying to figure out this 9th inning thing.
It's not a rolling curve. It's a hard snapping breaking ball.
1-2 to Parra. Up and away with the fastball. And it is not coming easily for Parnell here in the 9th. working with a couple of days of rest. Last pitched on Tuesday night. I should say Monday night. First game of that series with the Nationals. 8th pitch of the at bat coming to Gerardo Parra. And he struck him out. High fastball from Parnell, 2 men down.
Well, it hasn't been easy for him. They've made him work the 2 strikeouts, but he gets him on that high cheddar.
So after a leadoff walk to Wheeler, back-to-back strikeouts of Bloomquist and Parra. And the Diamondbacks are down to their final out with Aaron Hill coming up. Hill has hit the ball hard twice tonight, 1 for 4. Singled back in the 3rd, lined out to short his last time up against John Roush in the 8th. Hill facing Parnell for the first time. Tying run at the plate. Hill with 13 home runs on the year. And the first pitch breaking ball is wide for ball 1. As cool and collected as Matt Harvey was on the mound, might be the hardest piece of all, staying cool and collected right now.
Well, yeah, when you're helpless, you're powerless.
1-0 to Aaron Hill. 2 in a row out of the strike zone. And Parnell behind, and you got Jason Kubel, who's the hottest home run hitter in the game right now, waiting on deck.
So if you're Aaron Hill here, he's been red hot. He's got 13 home runs. You're sitting fastball middle in, trying to tie this ball game up.
Parnell behind 2-0. And Hill takes inside, and now it's 3-0. A walk would put the tying runs on base and bring Kubel to the plate. Parnell already 26 pitches deep in this 9th inning. Still hasn't been a fair ball. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Swinging 3-0.
No, I would take.
And it's wide, ball 4, and the tying runs are on base. And Jason Kubel is striding to the plate.
Well, this is not who you wanted to hit this inning. To have hit.
Not only has Kubel been hot with the home run bat, but he's been a very patient hitter tonight. He's not gone out of the strike zone. He's reached base 3 times on an infield hit and 2 walks. And Dan Worthington out with the scouting report before Parnell goes after him. Parnell has faced Kubel before. Kubel's 0 for 2 against him. Jason Kubel with 22 home runs this year, 11 of them this month. And he leads the National League with 72 runs batted in, and the long ball here would completely ruin Matt Harvey and the Mets' night.
From a total team standpoint, this would be devastating. Now, still got to hit the 3-run home run, but boy, oh boy, this guy should never have seen the plate in this inning.
Well, the Mets again put on a big shift against Kubel. 2 on, 2 out, last of the 9th. And Parnell dents the outside corner, 0-1.
There you go. Keep the ball away, and a big shift. You got the 5 outfielders again, as you see, and the Tejada's creeping in a little bit. I don't know why.
And those 3 actual outfielders playing as deep as they possibly can, almost to the warning track. Kubel with a big cut, and he misses 0-2.
High fastball and away. Kubel's a low ball hitter.
So now Harvey, Parnell, and the Mets are 1 strike away. Hit hard, foul. Late swing by Kubel, and he almost found the left field line.
Well, that was just kind of a stay in there, kind of a emergency swing right there. Young Mr. Harvey sitting there having to endure this ninth inning, prolonged ninth inning.
Well, it's only fair he should endure them. Everybody else who's been watching the Mets has been enduring them all year. His parents hoping that Parnell can seal the deal. Oh, 0-2 to Jason Kubel.
Yep.
In there for a call, strike 3, and the ball game is over. Parnell puts on the finishing touches, and Matt Harvey, on an historic night, has his first major league victory. The Mets snap a 6-game losing streak. Matt Harvey, 5 1/3 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 11 strikeouts, a couple of hits of his own. And the Mets bring up a rookie who blows them away, and with it takes away the sting of 6 straight losses.
Well, I tell you what, it was very exciting to watch his power stuff. 106 pitches, 11 strikeouts, and 5 1/3, as Gary said. 1-0, Mr. Harvey, his first win. Mets snap a 6-game losing streak. They strike early in the first inning with 2 runs, a 2-run double by Scott Hairston. Scored an assurance run in the 4th with a sacrifice fly from Rob Johnson, just called up to catch Matt Harvey, Gare. So the Mets on the board, finally get a W.
Well, Bobby Parnell made it nervous in the 9th inning with a couple of walks, but he got ahead of Jason Kubel, and he got him looking at a fastball to end the night. 16 strikeouts for Met pitchers tonight, 11 of them from Matt Harvey, and his parents ready to celebrate on that final strikeout by Parnell that gets Matt Harvey a win in his first major league game. What a night for the Mets, just their 2nd win in their last 14 games as you look at the Time Warner Cable game summary. Matt Harvey, the story, first pitcher in modern baseball history to strike out 10 or more and pick up 2 hits in his big league debut. Scott Hairston, the other big bat for the Mets tonight, drove in a couple of runs, going 3 for 4 as the Mets take the opener of the series from the Diamondbacks. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. Jonathan Neese against Josh Colmenter. Our coverage begins at 9 o'clock tomorrow night right here on SNY. Now for Keith Hernandez, Kevin Burkhardt, and our entire SNY crew, I'm Gary Cohen. You'll hear from Matt Harvey on WB Mason Postgame Live, which is coming up with Gary Apple and Ron Darling.